Good morning. Hello. Greetings. Guten Morgen. How's it going? Sipping my tea. Just gonna jump straight in here. Gotta get my voice going. Yes, Sammy. I booted this game up earlier on just to get everything set up ahead of time. And while I was, because it loaded on the wrong monitor, as it often does, and oh, that's interesting. They added a right trigger to play on the PC port of the game. I'm pulling right trigger and nothing's happening. It's just highlighting. That is weird. On the PC port, there wasn't an... Oh, that's weird. It said right trigger, but when I hit A, it worked. But when I hit right trigger, it didn't. Yeah, the PC port didn't have the option to jump in before the start of the game. They've just added it, I guess. Or in the past 2 weeks. But the button assignment is incorrect. It says right trigger, but it only works when I hit A. Fun. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the game loaded on the wrong monitor. I had to go into the settings. I had to peer across my other monitor at this one. Let's see what everyone's doing. I kind of want to go up north because there's going to be no one up there. But it really depends what everyone else does. Anyway, and while I was in my graphics settings, it kept popping things up, being like, "Hey, you should look at the Teenage Ninja Turtles." And I'm like, fuck off. I'm trying to change. Like, by all means, pop that stuff up on the main menu if you have to. But don't pop it up while I'm in my settings trying to adjust things. Hello, Beans. Right. Sammy points something extremely important out. I am going to turn right. Because, I don't know, I think this cruiser next to me is actually turning left, which might not be ideal. I'm not going up here completely on my own. I'm not crazy. Sammy points out that now, even if your ship that just sank is still in a match, you can bring it out again. This guy's going to want to torpedo me, probably? No? I figured he would, so I started to turn left, but he's going after someone else over there. Who the hell's he torpedoing? It ain't me. He's torpedoing no one. Is he going to come around behind me and try again? I don't know. Yeah. So that's interesting. And that's different to how World of Tanks does it and World of Warships. Because in both of those, if you die, you can't take that vehicle out again until the match is over. It's almost never an issue. It is sometimes, like, I need to get a daily win in this ship, so if you have like a single thing you're trying to accomplish, it can be nice. See if that guy slowly moves forwards into my shells there. Not enough. I think he started reversing. These planes are coming again. I'm turning away for a moment. Quite a maneuverable battleship, this thing. She really turns quickly. Oh wow, she got shot down. Okay. I don't like my odds. Anyway, that's big, that's cool. It's something that is a nice quality of life thing that I will rarely use, but I am very glad it's in there. Now, I've not picked up this game in 2 weeks. How's my aim? It's alright. Okay, good. World of Tanks Heats looks now. Oh right, yeah, that's that new thing, isn't it? They're always bringing out new stuff, and it always has weird names. Like the World of Tanks console is actually called World of Tanks Modern Armor. You'd never think it. These people just call it World of Tanks console. Alright, I don't necessarily want to just speed along here. This Colorado can really move. I wouldn't mind that other cruiser catching up. Strength in numbers and all that, but I am happy to get behind this island a little bit. How are you, by the way, Beans? I've not really spoken too much with many people over the past couple of weeks. Last week we had a heat wave here, and I had a really bad back for no reason. And so I was resting, mostly. And this week's been a bit of a whole thing as well, but finally. Okay, Mono. We're starting the stream. Not something I'll discuss on stream, but it's got me a little bit down. But in better news, I've been working on birthday presents. A lot of my friends have their birthdays like this fortnight, like this week, more or less. This week, next week, last week. Loads of people, and so we often get together. You know what? I am going to cut in like this cruiser does. I was being real safe. I was going to go behind that island because I didn't know what was over here, but it does seem like no one is over here. Their one destroyer is down in A, so yeah, I will just cut in. Anyway, I've been working on birthday gifts, and that requires a bit of eBay hunting for what I want. And I'm pretty sure none of them watch these streams, so I can point out no one's in range right now. It's I'm doing some mixtapes. And I have a bunch of cassette decks, right? Like I've got a boombox sat in front of me right now, a nice Hitachi thing, and but the as with a lot of these older devices, the rubber bands have failed. Because for those of you who don't know about cassette players, the motor that drives the motor that drives the bit that interfaces with the cassette that turns the cassette is hooked up via a drive belt that's basically a rubber band, and it's there to even out the motion, because even the slightest unevenness in the motion from the motor will be audible on what you listen to. It will sound like, if you ever hear an old cassette player that sounds kind of warbly and kind of weird, it's because like the rubber bands or some portion of the drivetrain are like going and not working as they should anymore. And so the problem is, because all good cassette players were made a very, very long time ago, you don't really get companies that make good ones these days. If you buy a brand new Walkman these days from, you know, some company or whatever, they're pretty much all using the same like cassette player module from like some Chinese manufacturer or something, and they're crap basically. So if you want a decent cassette deck, especially for what I'm doing, recording to cassette tape, you want something that's like at the latest made in like the like late 2000s. It's kind of when they stopped making good cassette players and stuff. So anyway, the problem is the rubber breaks down over time in stuff. It was a quick game, Sammy. It's nice. You know what? If the entire day today is just that easy, no one shoots at me, and I get to just have a chat with you guys and barely pay attention to the game, that'd make me very happy. I got lucky in the direction I went there, because I think most of their team went the other way. Yo, could you piss off victory screen so I can get to the there we go. I don't know how you get to the containers things without tapping on this. I don't know, there's probably a way. Anyway, yeah, the rubber bands go, so all of my cassette all of my cassette players that have the ability to take a line in so I can play audio out of my laptop and record it to cassette, the rubber bands have gone in them, and I don't want to have to take them apart, stop, because I'm using them. I don't have to take them apart, stop using them, replace rubber bands and things. So I went online and looked around on eBay for some cheap stuff. I was gonna just get like a cheap little little handheld recorder thing, because all I really need is that. But after doing a bit of research and looking around, all of the ones you can get, well, first off, like 90% of everything you're buying at the moment is all like, ooh, it's all partially working. And what they mean is the whole thing works except for the cassette player. And it's always the same failure mode. It's always, oh, the rubber band needs replacing, right? But I couldn't find anything decent. So then I started looking at like stereo tape decks and things, but like obviously very cheap. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this. Like £30 was my absolute ceiling, right? But in the end, a bit of, oh, by the way, before I forget, 36 degrees, nice, Sammy. That's. I like hot weather when you've got like the infrastructure to handle it. Like when I would be in like 36-degree weather, which was common enough over in America, it was great because like you could go to any gas station and buy a big bag of ice, you know, and everywhere had aircon, and you had places you could go and facilities and just the whole like the clothing you buy over there as like it's kind of a different, like the clothing is essentially made out of the same stuff as everywhere. It's like cotton and polyester and so on and so forth, but you'll have different thicknesses and weaves of things that you don't really think about until you go to a country and like just they sell a whole different selection of everything, right? So it's so much nicer. I love hot weather. I love warm weather. It's just so much more enjoyable. And yeah, as everyone goes on about the humidity. So yeah, I really like. I think my sweet spot is around 30 degrees. I think if it was about 30 degrees Celsius every day, but with the kind of climate and facilities and infrastructure of somewhere like California, that'd be really nice. But 30 degrees here isn't as good. Not day in, day out, because the house, being like brick, it heats up and it holds the heat. And so eventually it becomes like day 1 of 30-something degree weather is fine. And day 2 isn't too bad. But then after that, the house has heated up and not been able to cool down. And so it just gets hotter and hotter inside, even with the windows open and stuff. Anyway, I love warm weather. But yeah, so I was looking for cassette players. And of course, they're all broken and need the drive belts replaced, which is... It's not an impossible task. It's fiddly, right? And you have to be comfortable with taking apart electronics and things. And I'm perfectly good at that. But I just didn't want to have to deal with a fiddly job. There's always the possibility something might break. Some of those old devices have like plastic components that you have to take out, and plastic gets brittle over time. It might be totally fine in situ, but when you have to take it apart, take clips out, and then the clips just fall apart in your hands. I didn't want to have to risk it and blah, blah, blah. Look at this. I'm pulling right trigger. You can see it highlights when I do it in the bottom left there, but it does nothing. They need to fix that. How did that get through quality control? What's going on there? Anyway, in the end, I found a brand of stereo cassette recorders designed specifically for doing cassette recording and playing and things with line-in stuff and volume level control and stuff. But they were made for firstly, it was a British company, all UK made, and they were made for educational purposes. So you would see them if you went to school in the maybe like 80s, 90s, even into the 2000s. If you went to primary school or secondary school or even like some music schools and things where they were doing, I don't know, fuck it, I'm going to go right. Where they were doing... like maybe a play, or maybe just like, you know, it's like a PA in the hall when they were doing an assembly with a microphone, or if they were playing music or whatever. The company's called Cuppa, and they sell these like all-in-one cassette player, amplifiers, stereo speaker boxes, with, mic inputs, a bunch of headphone outputs, a bunch of line-in stuff, and it's all just in one very rugged box. Like the unit looks like you could really kick it around, like you'd imagine an amp, like an amp would look like. It's all very ruggedized, and I found because no one considers them to be like hi-fi tech or anything, because they're not really, and no one cares about them. No one's out there looking for a fucking Cuppa. They're all looking for like Sony and Panasonic and Toshiba and so on and so forth. It was really cheap, is my point. And the listings said it's fully functional. They said they tested it with tapes and stuff, and it all seemed to work. Now, that doesn't mean... At this point, I'd say it's 50-50, maybe at best, whether I'm going to have to replace the belt on it. But the thing is, it looked fucking cool, and it was such a strange, unusual bit of tech. And because they're designed to be used in rugged-ish environments, they're quite easy to open up and fix, because it's a big box that you can just open up and pull the hardware out of. It's not quite as tricky as opening up like a boombox or something. So I just thought to myself, fuck it, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I ordered that. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. The problem with, and this is important to remember if you're going to buy any kind of cassette player secondhand, even if the eBay listing says the cassette works, And even if they're not lying, it might fail very quickly after you get it. Like, if they've not been using it, if it's been in a cupboard for years and they pull it out to sell it on eBay and they throw a cassette in, or sometimes they don't bother, they just press play and see if the little things inside turn, you know? And then they're like, well, they turn, it works, right? The problem is that old rubber band might be completely functional just long enough for you to play like 20 seconds of a cassette or something. But once you actually start to use it, you know, because it's atrophied, it will quickly fall apart. I'm just spinning around. I'm kind of waiting for the guys behind me to move in, you know, but they don't want to. And I'm kind of... oh, this Atlantico's angry. I don't know. If nothing else, I'm drawing his fire whilst the big boys actually shoot at him. Joke's on you. I don't need to change course. I'm already spinning. Yeah, what do we got here? Hang on. Let's use that repair. Let's keep going this way for a minute. I hit that destroyer. I want to get a bit closer to this destroyer. Someone can see me somewhere, which isn't entirely surprising. Alright, can we bring our guns around in time? Probably not. He's reversing anyway. You know what? If he's reversing and there's some guys on the right, why don't I go this way? Yeah, so I got this Cuppa thing coming, and I'm excited. The other thing, right? Okay, cassettes. Now, I have a bunch of old ones in a box somewhere, but again, like, I'd have to find them. And so I was like, I'll just buy some new cassettes online, right? But again, it's an issue of, if you're buying new, the cheap stuff all comes from China. And remember that the quality of a cassette is really down to the coating, the metallized coating that they put on... hello there. That they put on the cassette. And good manufacturers have had years to perfect their formulations for that stuff. You know, Maxell and TDK and so on. Whereas these Chinese factories that have spun up within the past, 15 years or something, for the demand of kind of young people getting into cassettes and things, which is very cool. They don't have that kind of pedigree in figuring out, and they also, those formulations, and they also don't have the, what's the word? They don't make as many, and they aren't as popular, right? So, they don't have the money to throw into R&D on this stuff anyway. It's not like it's their fault, right? So they're not as good as the old ones, right, basically. So if you want to get, a good audio cassette... And the thing is, it's not just the, formulation and audio quality. Sometimes these companies just make crap, and you can't really tell the difference until, one of your machines chews up a tape and destroys your player or something. So you do have to be a bit careful. So I was like, no, I'm just going to grab some, a good Maxell or a TDK or something, just decent tapes. Stuff that would not have been expensive when I last bought cassette tapes, probably 20 years ago. And, yeah, no, they're expensive now. You want to get a pack of, was it 4 or 5 cassettes? You want to get a pack of them. You're looking at £18.50. Or even more, maybe, if you're paying for delivery for that stuff. Is this guy going to look at me? No, he's focusing on someone else. I'm happy to just spin in spot and fire on him. £18! It came out to something like £3.75 per cassette, which is insane. Oh, good job, fella.
Nice work.
Insane. Realistically, it's not necessarily insane. I'm not even sure if Maxell are still making cassettes or whether it's just new old stock that they've had for years and years now. You know what I mean? Just want to let the team know there's bad guys down here, because there are bad guys down here. That's a bad shot. I wiggled the controller, something awful there. Just tickled him. That's not going to hit anything. I'm going to swing over there, though. All these battleships down here. I fear for them. Let's get over there. Anyway, yeah. That was very expensive. Turns out there's a whole market for second-hand tapes from, the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Of those, quality tapes that, pre-used, already been recorded on. being sold on eBay in bulk lots. There's actually a... what's this? Oh, he's being torpedoed over there. There's actually a market for like new sealed ones that people have just had in their cupboards for 20 years or something. So like, there's a tip for you. If you've got some like brand new cassette tapes you just never used, how's this guy doing? I need to get over here to help him out. Like, you might be able to sell them for like, I don't know, £5 a piece or something. Depends on how many you have and if you can be bothered. But yeah, wow. Anyway, I found a job lot of second-hand ones for a reasonable price, and ordered them. And it's so silly. It feels so weird. I'm just letting them know that I really need to search for this guy. I'm going to get behind this rock and then swing out. What? Yeah, because one of them's dead. It's just this guy. I presume he's continuing behind the rock. At some point, he won't be able to see me. There we go. And now I'll change course. The cruiser's going the other way. Maybe I should have been swinging my guns around earlier, but oh well. 16 seconds till I get my sonar back.
Get back! We've been spotted.
Yeah, I've been spotted. 9 seconds. This guy could be real close. He could be ready to do like a bombing run or something. I would love my sonar to be available right now. It did not help. He must have moved away. I bet he's back there. I bet he's over there somewhere. That's just a guess. He could be further north. Anyway, so I bought a pack of like second-hand. Yeah, he is over there. Stuff, and it came out to like a £1 per tape, and the tapes didn't look overly recorded on or anything. You can't tell necessarily, but just judging by the labels that were on them, it didn't look like they'd been recorded over a bajillion times. The kind of thing where you might have recorded like a radio concert on them. And you know. Anyway, it's just kind of wild going down that rabbit hole of buying old cassette tapes, and it's something you would never ever have thought to do, like buying second-hand cassettes, because you just buy new ones, right? But because they don't really make them anymore, and the new ones are really, really expensive now, you're in a situation where, like, yeah, you're going to be buying secondhand. It's so bizarre. It's weird. It's weird. It's like it just feels wrong. It feels weird buying a secondhand cassette tape. It feels very strange. Think he's way up north in like A6 or something? He must be up there. I'm just gently changing course. He's targeting me now, so that I don't get immediately torpedoed. I want to keep my... There we go. You got me with that one.
I need support. Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly. Problem solved, sir.
I need to head more north. He'll be heading directly north at this point.
All stations, protect that target.
Protect that target? He's shooting at me. I'll use my repair. It doesn't really matter. I need to occasionally turn in a bit to change my course to throw off his torpedoes. I'm quite maneuverable, but there's a good chance he'll always hit me with one, you know? His aircraft carrier is still out there, which is kind of wild. He's going to hit me with another volley. I mean, he could go for that battleship, but I feel like he wants to hit me. But he's really... Look on the minimap. He's being pincered at this point. And we've spotted their aircraft carrier.
Torpedoes, direct front.
There we go. Just dodged that one. Just turned in at the right point to dodge it. I've been in a destroyer long enough to get a bit of a feel for when they're going to fire. Hello, hello. The Ostergotland. I love the 60 FPS now. It's such a nice upgrade. Oh, he's moving. Oh, that was a good attempt, my friend. A good attempt. Well, that was a fun little match, especially because I got to just talk about cassette tapes the whole time. But yeah, so I'm doing a mixtape. Doing some mixtapes. And you know what? Even that took effort. Yes, Sammy. I don't even know why I'm putting them on tapes. I could put it on CD, which would be easier because I have a whole rack of like CDRs, and people are more likely to have CD players of some description than they are cassette players. But I don't know. It's just something different. It's just something different for the sake of it being different, you know. I think it lends itself to more. Look at all these cool banners. I like them. I especially like this one that looks like some, like, look at this icon here though, where it's like a bad drawing of an insane cat. You see it above my mouse thingy here? That is, hovering over it doesn't show me that picture, which is a shame, but I don't know what that is. It's cool. Anyway, I think with something like a cassette, you have a bit more. It's a bit like sitting down with a book instead of reading it on your phone or something. You're kind of more in the moment. You're kind of more present. I don't know. Because like all of this stuff I'm putting together via Spotify, the playlists are all put together on Spotify, which is convenient because I have like thousands of songs in my liked list on Spotify. I have a very bad memory, ADHD and all that crap, terrible memory. But going through these lists, I'm remembering things that I like, and then I can just start throwing them into each. I've got like 6 people I need to do playlists for, so I throw them into those various playlists as I go through. And you know, there's a vibe and a feel to each of the playlists for each of the person. And then once you've done that, and that took a few hours just doing that, because it's like, for those who don't know, it's 45 minutes per side on a cassette, so it's 90 minutes, you know, an hour and a half total. I'll take out a cruiser again. Screw it. I don't know, the Pensacola. So like putting together, you know, 6 times 1.5 is a lot of hours of music. It ended up being about 13 tracks per side, so about 26 tracks per person. That kind of is kind of how it works out. And yeah, Sammy, they might not have a tape. I know one of them does, at least. But at the end of the day, even if they don't have a tape player, I'll just say to them, like, well, you know, it's the thought that counts. I had fun making it. And one day you'll come across a tape player, and then you'll be like, oh, I actually have something to play in this. So, anyway, yeah, so it was hours and hours of pulling music out to put them in these playlists. And I tried really hard to not just put the obvious stuff in. Spotify is great because you can look at a song and it tells you how many times universally it's been played. And I tried to stick to stuff that hadn't been played more than like 10 million times or something. Because you get some songs, you know, like, oh, this song would be great on a playlist. And you're okay, how many times has it been played globally? 1.5 billion. All right, yeah, they've probably heard this song before. And I like mixtapes for discovering new stuff and not just being a, you know, top 10 songs ever heard playlist. You know what I mean? I didn't put Fortunate Son on there. You know what I'm saying? So I tried to pick stuff that might be new to them and things. It took a while, and then you have to go into each playlist and actually organize everything into an order that feels like it makes sense, right? You have to have songs that move well from one song to another, and also respect like the energy level of the tracks. You want to start maybe high energy. It's the start of the playlist. You want to jump someone straight in, have a good time. But then after a couple of high energy tracks, they need a rest. So you want to bring it down to something a bit lower energy. And also the feeling of the songs. Like if you've got some like happy songs or some sad songs, you don't like mix and match. You want the sad stuff to kind of be in its own little section. So you're thinking about all this stuff when you're making a mixtape. And I had to do that for 6 people and then separate it per like 2 sides. I do not like that I'm already being targeted by so many people. I might just turn around and do a little circle. I might just go in a circle because by the time I've turned around, my friends will have caught up. I don't like this. I don't. I was trying to bring my guns around. That won't hit him. He's moving too fast. Actually, maybe I'm okay. I don't know. Everyone stop targeting me. Maybe I could just target this Acasta. But yeah, so that was a lot of... That took like an entire evening the other day. And then, of course, when you think about recording it to the tape, that's like 9 hours of audio, right? So it's going to be 9 hours of my laptop playing out to this cassette deck. And that's assuming the cassette deck works and the rubber band doesn't fail. Because if it does, I'm going to have to open the thing up. I'm going to have to look at the band, get a rough idea for what the measurement is, because, you know, they all have different lengths and stuff. And then I'm going to have to try to order a replacement on eBay or something, which is actually going to be really easy. You can order replacement bands, but then I'm going to have to open it up and change the bands out. Oh, that's not good. There's a couple of battleships over here, I think, that don't like me, and I'm the cruiser. You look on the minimap, those two destroyers in A, the enemy aren't going to see them, they're only going to see me.
Good luck, everyone. Thank you.
So I want to turn around and leave. I don't want this. Was it in New Mexico? I don't really want the New Mexico to be firing on me right now. I'm going to get out of here ASAP. I got two guys targeting me. I wonder if it's also the Hagua back there. Anyway, so it's a fun thing. Yeah. Aha! Get fired. I was kind of hoping I'd set him on fire, but it didn't work out. Oh, just got him over the island. Did I set him on fire? No. I hit him, though. I want to meet back up with these battleships up here to the north of A. Although I'm happy to slow down here for a moment. I don't want him to... Oh, well, he can see me now. That might not be ideal. He's blown his load on this destroyer, though. I assume he's slowly moving forwards. Like, you can't really tell, but I assume he must be slowly... Yeah, he is. Real slowly, though. Dude's barely moving.
All stations, concentrate fire.
He's about
on
to
the
get
target.
torpedoed pretty badly. I reckon he's going to kick the engines in to try and avoid this. But he isn't. Look at that. 4 torpedoes amidships. He is fucked. Oh, that was well
Nice
done.
work.
Alright. Alright, now I'm here with some battleships. Let's turn around and hang out with the California. Or should I say Schmitty Grins? That's a cool name. I like that. Ah, that battleship looks like a real nice flavour. Imagine sucking on that. You know, like a peppermint boiled candy, boiled sweet, you know? I bet that tastes great. Oh, I've not even asked how you are, Sammy. I asked how Beans was earlier. How are you, Sammy? How are you doing? Yeah, as you said earlier, there is a new campaign. I've not looked at it or anything. I mean, I play this game once a week. It's not like I'm ever going to finish a campaign. Are you grand? What are you going to do in the good weather? I mean, it's probably... You're getting to the point now where it's just all good weather, right? Because you're down in Spain and it's like... We're really getting to the end of spring now. Things are going to get good. I saw one post on Lemmy or something of someone being like, oh, you know, in England, this week is now 20 degrees colder than it was last week, which is true because it was, you know, like in the mid 30s last week and it's now in the mid 10s. So we've dropped by 20 degrees in temperature. And he was like, oh, well, best put all those ACs back in the cupboard for next year. And I'm like, my man, it's not even summer yet. Like, and it does confuse you for a moment because you think like, oh, that's summer. But no, it's spring. It's the hottest spring we've had on record since records began. You know what? Fuck it. While everyone's dancing around, I'm going to go towards B because there's a destroyer up there and everyone's just kind of leaving B and kind of consolidating down here, and that could easily quickly go badly, especially because this Hagua is being chased by torpedoes.
All stations, protect that
And he's
target.
just running away from the destroyer. He doesn't want to engage it. I don't really want to engage it either, but I might have a better job of doing so. If nothing else, the destroyer will waste time sinking me and not sinking the Hagua. And the Hagua can go down there and duke it out with the other Hagua and whatever the hell else is left. There he is.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
Are you going out for beers later? Nice. I don't drink much these days, so I just have like a bunch of beers. Like the top shelf in my like outside cupboard fridge is just full of a variety of beers. And the thing is, a lot of them go out of date, but they taste fine. That's what's amazing. It's like I had a beer the other day that was like 2 years out of date, but it's fine. It was fine. I mean, sometimes I especially find it with tinned stuff. Sometimes stuff can get like ruined. It tastes like gritty, you know, if it goes properly out of date. But most stuff is fine. I got some Guinness in there. I got some of that Asahi or whatever, that Japanese stuff, which is really nice. I love that stuff. Someone trying to torpedo me. Trying to torpedo me. How rude. And just a variety of other ales and things. I got some Hobgoblin in there. But as I say, I don't have it very often. Well, I hope someone else is going to hit him because I don't have a particularly good aim here, you know? He's just doing that wiggling thing that ships that are running away do, but he's also luring me in, you know what I mean? Like, he's just going to make it hard to hit him, basically, because he's all over the show. That one might hit. I might just stop chasing him. We've got a whole team going after him. Maybe I'll just capture B while I'm here. We're winning on points anyway. Screw the guy. Shame I don't have any torpedoes. Oh, he's turned around now. Haha. Get fired. Come on, turn the guns.
The ship is on fire.
There we go. I think he's given up. I'll put that fire out, why not? There we go. Ah,
Problem solved, sir.
look at this, Sammy. I'm capturing a point. Oh, I do love the 60 FPS. It feels so nice. That's probably that's going to make someone dizzy. Ooh, 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 ooh. But yeah, it was really fun to put together some mixtapes. And like, it's also like a cheap thing when you have to do a bunch of gifts for like 6 people, and you don't have a lot of money generally. Look at this Omaha. Paper thin. I don't think I'm going to hit him though. He was just getting out of my weapons range. I scratched him. He's turning away. Yeah, he's gone. What's a good song?
Our team has taken the lead.
In a minute. Did I say something? Did I quote a song? Paper thin. Oh, I don't know it. Who's it by? Who sang Paper Thin? Well, there we go. My work here is done.
That was a great battle.
Somehow I don't think the rest of the team are going to struggle to sink an Omaha. Fun ship as long as you can avoid fighting, like, battleships and stuff. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, who sung Paper Thin? Ah, let's drink some tea. I think, you know, because all of those mixtapes, I made them on Spotify. I think for people who don't have a cassette player, I'll just link them to the Spotify playlist. But I'll make them wait for a month or two because it's just part of the experience to listen to it on like a proper device, you know, with some nice speakers. Millennium. Do you remember? I mean, it depends on age, I suppose. But just as the millennium was coming in, the new millennium was starting. We were in primary school, and I remember us all being taught how to spell millennium because it was a word that like people didn't really know before then. Because why would you need to use a word about something that hasn't happened yet or won't happen for 30 years or whatever? But like, so we were the generation of school kids who were like primary school age, who needed to learn how to spell this new word, shall we say? I mean, it wasn't a new word, but you know, this new word. Oh, that is gorgeous. What is that? That's my Nagato. That is a lovely camo on that ship. Oh, Yeah, man. I remember specific because obviously at that time we were near the end of primary school, so we'd already done all of our word learning, as it were, primary school level. But we had a whole 20, 30 minutes, maybe even a whole like class, a whole hour or something of learning how to spell millennium and making sure we got it right. Thank you, Sammy. I'll check that out. This is gorgeous. Look at this camo. Sometimes it just works on a ship, and I think this is utterly gorgeous. Amazing stuff. You see they're using dazzle camo on Russian like trucks and vehicles and stuff to try to confuse AI drones and stuff now. It's funny how history comes back around again, because you have these like optical like AI things that are kind of quote unquote looking at things like a person might and trying to decide what something is. That dazzle has come back around again. Interesting stuff. Let's take this out just because it looks good. Soviet victory camo. It's nice. I should play Red Alert again. Those are some fun games. What was his name? What was the name of the fella in Red Alert? You know the one. What was his name? I love him. He's still alive and well. I think he had a stroke a few years ago, but he's still going strong, that fella. Wonderful actor. Very funny. Very good in everything. He was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like his name, I can almost see it. Yeah, I'm at 103 followers now somehow. Tim Curry, there you go. Yeah, I knew it. I just didn't know it. I always say it's on the tip of my brain. Like people say on the tip of my tongue, but that doesn't make sense because the word hasn't reached my tongue. I can feel it in my brain, and I know it's on the tip of my brain. It's in there. Yeah, the book reading stream. I do have to arrange that. It's just been a couple of weeks of not really streaming. I want to do a poll on the Discord to see when people are going to want me to do it. Because, I mean, it'll be no fun if after, like, almost 9 months of streaming, if I finally do this stream and, like, everyone happens to be busy and no one shows up. That wouldn't be fun. So I'll probably do a poll to see when people actually want to attend. And then I'll do the stream. I got the book behind me, though. Where did I leave it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh. It's on top of one of my other books. It's a very thin book. It's only about 100 pages long, which is why I was saying we're easily going to get through it on a stream. It's 91 pages. Oh, man. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the last page. It's so good. Okay. Man, it was a fun book too, because like it's only 100 pages, but it contains so much information, and it's a marvelous read. Yes, I will put it in the just chatting category, because I'm a sucker for perfection and getting things right and categorizing things properly. You should see my Caliber book library. Caliber, that software where you organize all your ebooks on your PC.
Looks like we've been seen.
Looks like we've been seen. I don't hate the voice actor on this commander. I think he's all right. He's pretty good. Maybe a little too sarcastic sometimes, but I do like how he says, "Looks like we've been seen."
Enemy destroyer in sight. This will be fun.
What? I like this. Is it the Santa? No, the Scrooge one is the best, I think, because he sounds like an up himself ship admiral. Anyway, yeah, that book's fun. And honestly, if that book read goes well, I have a number of interesting navally related books, as you know, on my shelf. Some really interesting ones. There's a particular one that I think you'd only really care about if you really care about the bones of this stuff, called The Truth About Jutland, which was written by, basically, I won't go into it, because people might already know this, but like Jutland was a very famous naval battle, World War One naval battle, and spoilers, it was kind of a Pyrrhic victory for the British. Like, we had the German Navy right where we wanted them, and then weren't able to really make use of it. I knew this was going to happen here. I should have turned away with it. And so there was this big inquiry because it got into the press and stuff, and the public were going on about it. And so they demanded an inquiry into like because we lost a couple of ships like the Queen Mary and stuff, and the public were like, what the hell? How did the superior British Navy catch the Germans with their pants down, and yet we lost more ships than they did? What the hell, you know? And so this guy was in charge of the investigation. I think he was a naval admiral himself. But then after the investigation, the report wasn't released to the public. The government didn't want it. It was a whole thing, which... so anyway, this book was written after he retired, and it's his personal accounting of what he came across when he did that report. I'm going to get sunk. These other guys are just kind of hiding. I was kind of hoping these guys would come and back me up, but they're all just like... They're all just backing up, hiding.
There goes the turret again.
Thanks, guys. Nice camo, though. I'm about to sink, so enjoy the camo while you can. That looks really nice. That's a nice looking camo. Anyway, it's an interesting book because it's a very like facts-based, just going off the information provided. Because this, and here's the other thing about that particular like investigation: all of the documentation was actually made publicly available. But it was thousands of documents from, like, you know, reports from various ships and all the information and all the logs and all the data and details. So it was technically available to the public. The government were like, we're not hiding anything. But, you know, back then, public access to information, you couldn't exactly Google things or look it up on an online database. And even if you could get your hands, you'd have to physically get your hands on all of this stuff, right? Going through it would take... You'd have to be extremely knowledgeable in what you were looking at, right? You'd have to be an expert in this stuff, and it would take you months of your life to go through all these documents. So this guy, anyway, he you know, headed the investigation. So he wrote this book after he retired, which was his kind of, basically, here's what I found from my investigation. This is basically what would have been in the report had it been made public, but I've left out anything that's, you know, secret or anything like that. And also I can't say that this is the official inquiry results because it's just me writing this book. But it's still really interesting. Anyway, sorry, let me read the chat. When I'm on a roll like that, if I look at the chat, I get derailed and forget what I'm saying. Yeah, it was the naval battle. Yeah. Because basically the German high seas fleet spent the whole war hiding, which was great. It's genius, really, because they didn't have a particularly good fleet. Germany was never really known for its navy, and so they had just enough ships and just enough of a fleet to be a danger if they came out of port. It's like, it's great because you couldn't ignore them, right? Because they're right there, not all that far from England, really, and a bunch of key targets. So you couldn't just ignore them. You had to leave a significant chunk of the British Navy just watching and waiting to see if they came out of port. And it really tied them up for the entire war. It was genius. And the one time they fucking did come out of port, we almost had them. And then just, you know, just small mistakes. Like, you think, like, because, you know, the guys on the ground or on the water or whatever, they don't have a full picture of what's going on. They can only tell what they can physically see from their ship, right? And then make educated guesses on where the rest of a fleet may be or what's going on. And the same happens with their allies, right? Because, like, our own fleet wasn't all in one big chunk, and sometimes ships got lost or didn't meet up, or like they'd arranged to meet up at a certain time in a certain place, but if one didn't show for some reason, you don't necessarily know why, right? So you're operating without complete information. And you could see, and as we go through some of these books and read it through, you'll see, like, who made decisions, what decisions they made, why they weren't necessarily the best. You can't call them out for being like, oh, you're a bad commander because you turned the ships left instead of turning them right. But it's just, There's just a bunch of kind of errors and decisions based on less than perfect information. And in the end, we did eventually catch them as the sun was setting, as they were running away. And it all kind of didn't work out for us. And it's a bit frustrating, but a very interesting thing to read about. And anyway, this was one of the books that tells it reasonably well, especially because it's very facts-based. I like that. I like facts-based stuff. Research-based stuff. Who the fuck's this guy? Is he going to pop? Do I have to hover over him? Okay. He looks cool. I just like the look of him. He looks dope. There's a man that takes care of his hair. It's kind of migrated from the top of his head down to his chin. That's what happens if you hold a face for too long and the wind changes. You end up looking like that. Castles of Steel? What is that? Is that a book you've told me about that I've forgotten about? Because, you know what, fuck it. No, I was going to bring out the Sherbog. I don't want to. What else have we got? We got the Montecuccoli's kind of a cool one. Great. It's probably on my Goodreads list in that case. I probably already added it to my stuff that I'm planning to read. I have a huge list of stuff. Right now I'm reading through the Dark Tower series again. You know, the kind of fantasy, sci-fi, horror, adventure, drama, Stephen King's crowning work, you know? Wonderful stuff. It's about a gunslinger, for those who don't know. It's very good. If any of those words sounded good to you, go get it. It's like 6 or 8 books long, and it's about a gunslinger, and think like Clint Eastwood, basically. Think your Old West revolver Clint Eastwood type. Except he's traveling through a kind of a far future post-apocalypse where like life has gone back to a kind of a Western age of technology and stuff. But like 1,000, maybe like 1,500 years ago, there was an advanced civilization on the world that collapsed. And so there's still some of their ruins. Some of the like electrical stuff still works, but it's very rare these days. You might rock up on a town and find they still have one working refrigerator in the town hall or something. You know, that kind of stuff. And also the world is kind of dying. There's like, because there's magic and stuff as well as sci-fi and things, and there are other universes, other worlds, and it's this whole gigantic story. It's very good, and I believe they're working on making it into a TV show at the moment. They made a terrible film with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, and it was awful. Not only was it just a bad film in general, just on its own, but it was a 90-minute movie that tried to tell the story of like a 6 to 8 book gigantic epic saga. It just skipped most of the key characters and focused on one very small little bit of the story and didn't even tell it well. It was and on top of that, it just wasn't a good film. You know, like, even if it was like, oh yeah, okay, they ruined the story of the Dark Tower and blah blah blah, but at least the film was fun. Like, no, it was a crap film. It was not good. It's a shame. It was not good. The best we got out of that was some of the props, because they made his guns. His guns are quite famous in the story. They're like forged from the steel of King Arthur's sword and things, but like their version of, there's a whole like multiverse thing going on in that stuff. So obviously they made some really cool prop guns for the film, but we didn't really get anything else out of it except for that. I probably shouldn't have fired there. I know we have a destroyer, as this cruiser can attest. And but whatever, I saw the opportunity to take a little shot at the guy. I'm gonna hide behind this rock but pull out on the left of it, I think. Just take a few pot shots at the Kaiser here. I like the Montecuccoli. She is a maneuverable little cruiser. I've not played her very much, but reasonably maneuverable, reasonably fun. I'm guessing she's still there if I can find my guns. I might just slow down here for a sec. I don't really want to pull left around that island, but I also don't want to get hit by torpedoes or anything. And I think it may be best actually to not go around there. Man, I don't know. What do I do here? It's me and this destroyer. Someone's going to come around this corner and obliterate me, aren't they? Thing is, if I go left, the Kaiser's going to see me. I'd quite like to do a hard left turn here and just kind of get out somewhere where I can maneuver. Of course, you have the Wyoming moving in. I don't really want to pull out and leave him in the shit. Even if I die, I would rather die in one of these games than leave someone behind. Like, this guy is really plowing forward here, and there's a lot of danger. I just don't want to leave him on his own, even if it's not the best idea for me. You know?
Torpedoes to starboard.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm not pulling back too far. I'm staying behind this little lip here, this little jetty. Imagine being in this little boat with all these torpedoes and ships going around. That smoke's going to disappear eventually. Oh, he's learned his lesson a little bit now. He's realised someone's here. I have options. I could plough forward. I could use my smoke. I have options. I even have torpedoes. Just about. Yeah, no, I have a huge list of books to read. Like, fiction and non-fiction. I've still not quite finished Arclight, which is a great, like, 90s... Again, very, like, researched, trying to be very facts-based and informational, but still like a written drama of, like, what would happen in a real, like, nuclear conflict between, like, Russia and the US and Europe and stuff, and how would it actually happen, and how could it happen? Like, it's not written with, like, oh, there was an evil bad guy who took over the nuclear sites and decided to nuke America or Russia or whatever. It's none of that. It's like, how could this happen if it were, like, an accident, right? And how could this escalate? And then once the first wave of nukes fly, that's not the end. It's not some magical apocalypse. Like, there's still going to be more stuff going on, and the nukes don't just destroy a country the way you'd think, you know? What's this guy doing? Just kind of hanging out with me? Alright. Yeah. I'm waiting for the Kaiser to get closer, or maybe for these guys to pull out over here. I'm just waiting for the enemy to make a move before I make my move. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I have enough torpedoes to sink the Kaiser. Oh, look, that's a cruiser. Okay. I think this T-22 would have been better served to hide behind this rock here and pull out on the Kaiser, because I feel like it's not going to be a good thing for me to do. Oh yeah, he's reversing.
Torpedoes to starboard.
All right, you know what? The Wyoming over here has pulled out, and we're getting surrounded too. Like, there's a battleship behind us. I don't want to pull out too far. Where are my forward guns? All right. No. Oh dear.
All stations retreat.
I think we're done for. I think we're done for. I don't think it's going to end well for us. I think it's that guy just got obliterated. If I move forward, I'll get hit by... Oh, I'm turning the wrong way. I'll get hit by the Kaiser. I was really hoping the cruiser, or like, we're just surrounded over here now. The rest of our team is screwed. I could pull out, of course, but what help would that give? You know?
The enemy is about to win. Capture that area.
Kamikaze. Just fire a couple of random torpedoes. Might as well use my smoke.
Smoke generator started. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Yeah, that's why I'm turning. I reckon one or two of them will hit me though.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
That's fine.
Torpedoes to port. Main turret critically damaged.
We've lost here. I was just hoping maybe we could sink the Kamikaze first, you know?
Smoke screen set.
But I have so little health. I'm not sure if that'll work. If I don't get him, hopefully the other guy will. Yeah, Montecoli. Oh no, that was me. Sorry, the Kaiser got me. And I'm guessing that destroyer's way too far back. And here's the guys I was talking about who were getting behind us earlier, because it really was just us left in this little area. That's a shame. I probably should have switched to armor piercing. I think I just had my high explosive out there. Anyway. Alright, yeah, I need a drink. Ah. What's this? What's marathon? Oh, it's a ship or something. Okay, cool. Go to the port. There used to be a thing, didn't there? Didn't there used to be a screen in this game that was outside of this? How do I get to it? Is it this button? Does this take me there? No. And it would show me like unlockable stuff. Like before you got to this screen, wasn't there another screen on the console version? Like before you got to this, I'm sure there was. Right. Or something, because there used to be like a thing down here that showed like, oh, you're every day you work to slowly unlock some new voice pack or something. Home menu. I don't see a button here with the word home on it. I know there's a bunch of these. I don't know what all these do. None of them are highlighted. I don't know what any of them do, because when you hover over them, it doesn't tell you shit. Maybe this one. This is actually the kind of thing I was talking about, but this isn't. But this isn't what I meant. Oh, apparently this is the calendar. Is this the home menu? No, that's something called marathon. Is this the home menu? No. Is this the home menu? Maybe there isn't a home menu in this one. It does seem like you can get at all those things I was talking about from here. It's kind of dumb that they don't tell you what any of these icons are till you tap on them. Like a little hover explanation would be nice. Because there was a setting. Oh yeah, you see this little, I know it's supposed to be like a lighthouse just up there. It looks like a rocket ship to me. That's where you pick your port. But I was looking through my settings, because it used to be in here, I was like where are the settings for picking my port? Like, it's not in my settings. Where is it? Like, here's port music, but it turns out it's this little rocket ship icon up here. They've got some work to do on the UI, which I imagine they won't bother doing. They'll get there, right? They'll get there. I got a couple of I always leave a couple of post-it note strips in my books on interesting pages, and you can tell if I found a book particularly interesting by how many post-its are in it. This 100-page book has 1, 2, 3, 5 post-its in it, so it must have been pretty good. What's the first one? Oh, he's talking about his time in a convoy. What about the next one? How did I feel? It's difficult to say. I think mainly I brought to mind what Father had told me about one of the big ship actions he was in during the last war, the Falkland Islands Battle of 8th of December 1914, when he was in the HMS Invincible, Admiral Sturdy's flagship. It's all horribly impersonal. You're just plugging away at what to most of you... Oh, okay, hang on. You're just plugging away at what to most of you all is an unseen enemy. The din from your own guns is deafening. The ship gives a concussive jerk as each salvo leaves for its target. There's a different noise, a different sensation when you're hit yourselves, and then your ship shivers, as it were, waggles her tail, and does a duck to get water off its back. We were hit 29 times, you know, finally and proudly, he would always say. The contestants this time would be bigger, the guns much more powerful, I soliloquized with rather mixed feelings. Saturday, 24th of May, 1941. Yeah, this guy dates all of his notes and things in the book. His father was, of course, in the Navy as well. I'm not going this way. Look at this. It's me and this destroyer versus a battleship, a cruiser, and a destroyer. I'm going to swing left. I'm still going to engage them, but whilst headed for the safety of this rock. Yeah, that's a really interesting book. I am looking forward to reading it out on a stream. It will be good fun. I've been spotted anyway. People are going to start firing on me pretty soon. Like this Guilio Cesare, or however you pronounce it. He probably can't see our friendly destroyer. He might actually be able to now. But, oh no, he's pointing his guns way off over there. Alright. Can I assist against the Leander? Leander's a fine ship. If I could just... Oh, she's really turning away. That's the edge of my range. I don't know if I'll hit her. I couldn't aim any further out. I might hit her, though. Just scratched her and incapacitated her torpedoes. Not really what I was going for. I don't think I'll hit her there. I might swing round... but I need to shoot at the Icarus because there's a bunch of battleships down here that need some help. Not sure if she's going to start going backwards or forwards. Oh, yeah, she's really booking it forwards now. Oh, apparently I ended up... oh, no, I was highlighting the Icarus. Here's me forgetting what I'm doing in the game. I'm always bad at hitting destroyers because they're always moving faster than I think. See what I mean? I kind of fired behind his arse. I don't know if he's going to stop back there. He's racing over here to A, meet with his crew. There we go, we got him now. And B, hit all these battleships. See, he's torpedoing everyone. That torpedo might race ahead of his bow. I need to be a bit careful about that one. Alright, it hit range. Just a little short. Alright, I'm not liking our odds in this particular match because of how everyone's just kind of scattering to the back of the map here. Get rid of that California, will you? Just take him off the map and we can focus on the destroyers. Thank you. Thank you, Tennessee.
Nice work.
Alright. Now. Good. Our aircraft carrier took out that destroyer we were chasing. I don't want to tangle with their aircraft carrier or with the Fuso, but I really feel like I got something in my throat today. I don't think I'll hit him. Unless maybe he slows way down and just kind of wiggles out from behind the island there, which I very much doubt. Okay. How does it feel? Right now, no one can see me, but this cruiser that's coming around here, the fur attacker, is about to. I suspect. I'm trying to sneak up on them a little bit. Currently, none of them know I'm here. Although I think I'm going to bring my guns to the left here so I can do a big right turn. I'm going to try and wiggle back here, swing around, and then do a right turn. When we get the guns round, get real close to this destroyer real quick. And if necessary... Alright, there we go. There should also be a cruiser. Let's get the guns on her. And see what happens. Her attacker is a fine ship. And I probably need to turn a little bit here. And there goes the fur attacker. Good. That was a good attack. Now let's bring the guns back round to the right hand side and swing back around. That went well. I don't want to hit this guy's bow. There we go. That was fun. Mainly, the whole time I was thinking about the Fuso and how long that guy would have to decide to fire on me or not. But he really is still focusing on the battleships and stuff over here, which is nice. Their aircraft carrier is moving this way, which is very interesting. Makes me think I actually do want my guns on the left again. The guys in the gun pods must be going mental. I wish I had a speed boost. Oh, wow. The Wesser just got obliterated. He's got almost no health. I wonder if he got hit by... oh, he's getting hit by someone? Where are those shots coming from? I think his own cruiser might be firing on him. I assume he got torpedoed by our aircraft carrier. While everyone else is focusing on the Fuso, I don't think I'm going to be that helpful with the Fuso. Their aircraft carrier, on the other hand, has the opportunity to get away, and I don't want to have to deal with that shit. He'll be dead long before my torpedoes get there, but I just want to make sure. Alright, good job. Aircraft carrier on aircraft carrier violence. Sounds like I've got an MSN message. There's another Leander. I knew there was fire coming from somewhere else. It was this Leander firing on his own aircraft carrier earlier. Man, I need to get that Discord mod again that lets Discord messages sound like MSN. Hey, Sammy, you can get Discord again. There are a couple of downsides. Some people reverse engineered the servers. So all they had to do was patch the clients to accept a different domain or IP address for the server, and you can actually there's public servers that they're running, with the caveat that of course nothing is end-to-end encrypted. So technically the guys running that server could read all of your messages, right? Which is fine if you're just using it to have a bit of fun and chat with some friends and be kind of nostalgic. But you can also just go on GitHub and download the server software for yourself and run it yourself. So if you had that privacy aspect, and yeah, that's basically it. And you can decide. It's called scargo. I think it's scargo.xyz is the URL, and you can decide which version of the client you want as well. So if you preferred MSN, 6.2 or 7, or you preferred Windows Live Messenger, you can pick the version you want, and they're all interoperable. And it has Messenger Plus and all the old patches and things you used to get to do all cool things. And it still runs on Windows 11. It runs fine for me. The problem is persuading your friends to be like, yo, go download this program and talk to me on that instead of Discord. It's worse in basically every way, but do it, please. And there's no group chats or anything. There did used to be a mod for MSN that added group chat stuff. That was great fun, and turned it into almost like an IRC chat thing. That was a lot of fun. But those days are gone. How good are these rounds? Oh, they're pretty good. All right. I think it's over for the Leander there. Someone else can finish off that battleship. Say good game.
Good show.
But yeah, it still runs. It still works. Yeah, I remember ICQ. Don't ask me to remember what my ICQ number was, though. I dated a girl. I did a long distance relationship with someone, and the only thing she could access on her network at uni or wherever it was ICQ. MSN and stuff just didn't work. And even ICQ didn't work properly either. I ended up going in and coding my own basic Windows Instant Messenger application from scratch. Just IP to IP communication, So I give her my IP, she gives me her IP or whatever, and we just connect the clients and chat that way, and that ended up working better than anything else. We sorted it out eventually, but that was fun. That was, but yeah, ICQ, IRC, Jabber, Yahoo Messenger, AIM, MSN. Eventually you have so many accounts across so many messengers that you get something like Trillion. I used to use Trillion, which was a great custom client that you could log into a bunch of different instant messenger services in, and it would have most of the features of those services to a point. You could do webcam stuff and voice calls and things, Skype and Yahoo and so on. And there's the end of the game. But it went downhill when all of those applications started to close their APIs off. Skype was the first one, I think. After Skype got bought by Microsoft, They closed the ability to like log into Skype with third party clients and stuff, and then everything else followed suit. And everyone had moved on at that point anyway. There was a couple of years there. There was like an in between time when instant messengers kind of fell out of popularity, but something like Discord hadn't came in to take the place yet. It was weird. It was just kind of a little period of time where a lot of people just kind of stopped chatting. I don't know, it was bizarre. Everyone, and that might just be part of my life because it was around about the time everyone kind of moved away, everyone went to uni, and Facebook came out, you know, so you could write on people's walls, you could text people easily, you know, and it was free. It used to be that sending a text message would cost like 10p per text message, but at that point texts were free and it was easy to do. But Facebook didn't have chat at that point either, so it was this weird in between time of that stuff. And I guess to be honest, I was still using MSN at that point. But there came a point where all that stuff died and I didn't have anything for a couple of years. And I just kind of didn't have many friends online at that point because there wasn't a lot of stuff. You could still go and use IRC and things, and yeah, Skype is gone now indeed. But there was just a time period where like no one really used them. Oh, and hey Christian, sorry. Oh good, great. So Christian is on the YouTube chat, and usually I'm really bad at noticing the YouTube chat until like 20 minutes later, and then someone's left. But this was just now. So Christian was detained subject 9 in the game. Cool. Did you do well? I'm sorry I missed that until after I'd already quit out. How'd that game go for you? Were you on my side or the enemy side? Alright, what the hell am I getting here? The Montecacoli. Reload time would be nice. I guess you want the extra hull though, right? I think I've already got all the other things. You know, it's funny because it would be nice. No, get me back to what I was doing. So, yeah, no. I'll get the new hull. That's what I want. Did you get it? It's not in the... hello? Game? The game is broke. I keep buying this thing and it's not installing it. I'm confused. Let me go out of it and into it again. Oh, video games. Upgrades. Okay, yeah, no, there's an upgrade available, and I would like this one, please. Purchase and install. Great. Confirm. I already have an extra hull over here, though. Why is it offering me this one again? You know what I think's happening here, and it's really I think it's an annoying, broken. Again, the game's UI needs work. I think you get all 4 of these as you go through them, and I've actually already got this one, and this one. This is the only one I don't have, but it doesn't make that like obvious. It allows me to choose this, and it allows me to buy it as if I can buy it twice, but I already have it. Man, fix your game. There we go. You're not telling me that didn't come up in quality control testing before you released the PC version of this game? Surely. Surely not. You are detained subject 9, Christian. That reminds me of Prisoner Zero has escaped from Doctor Who, Matt Smith's first episode. Man, what was that episode called? Matt Smith's first episode was The 11th Hour. There you go. How is it that, like, we remember little details like that from our favourite books and TV shows and games and things? Like, I'll be watching an old episode of Stargate SG-1 and I'll be able to remember the next line someone's going to say before they say it in some random episode. But when you're studying for an exam, you can't remember anything. I'd love to have the Amagi, Christian. The Amagi seems like a real cool ship every time I go up against it. I assume it's premium, right? Is it? Either that or it's up in a tier I've not got yet. Video games. There you go. Sammy said tier 7 TT, and for a moment I was like, right, hang on, I know what TT means. Hang on, he said this before. Tech tree. Tech tree, that's what that means. All right, we have a friendly kamikaze. I like that. They have a Queen Elizabeth, one of my favorite ships. I like a Queen Elizabeth. Let's see if we got Christian in the game this time. It's amazing to me that people are able to find themselves on streams in games. Like, if I've said this before, but if it was something like, let's try and help them capture C. If it was something like Halo, you can't really like stream snipe kind of thing, you know, where like you jump into a random Halo match and get put in the same game as a streamer or something, right? Even if you set everything up right and you hit search at the same time they do. Oh god, we got these 2 battleships headed down this way. It's going to be interesting. I want to slow down a bit. I don't want to get there first. I want everyone to catch up. Nope. I'm going to have to get moving. Some of them will see me. Because like there are, you know, tens of thousands of people playing the game at any one time, and the matchmaking just isn't such that you're going to end up being able to do that. But this game, it seems like either there are so few people playing it. I mean, it has to be that, right? Because how else are you going to like... Consistently, my viewers can easily hop into my games. I'm going to just do a big circle here because there are too many bad guys over there. Too many. And I just don't want to get too close to that. I want everyone else to... everyone's doing the same thing, I think. Anyway, it's weird, right? How many people are playing this game at any one time? How is it that people can do a random game search and end up in the game they want to be in? How? I'd love to see the numbers. They'll never release numbers, of course, but I'd love to see them. I mean, even looking at like the Steam current like player numbers isn't going to tell us much because you know, I'm not playing this on Steam and this is a cross-platform thing. Wow, our team are... Look, man, there's turning around to meet up with the team, and then there's just being in a kind of a panicky ball down here. Come on, lads. Alright, no more panicking. I'll have you know I wasn't panicking. I was just spinning around so that I could kind of catch up with my team. I didn't want like 5 of them all targeting me at once because I'd die before I had the chance to do anything useful. And getting behind these islands wouldn't have helped very much because there's a destroyer around there. But I think with these lads moving in, the indefatigable, marvellous word. What's this Fubuki doing? I don't want to swing left. I'd rather swing right. You better watch out, indefatigable. You're going to get torpedoed by this this guy.
We've been spotted.
They've seen me, all right. But are they going to fire on me? Once they get close enough, I can use my sonar. I'll turn it on now. I guess it lasts for a while. There he is. That Fubuki's going to swing left and torpedo the indefatigable. I can't hit him from here. I'll hit the island. Oh. Sorry, fella. He could actually swing some torpedoes through and hit me. I wonder if he has. I don't think so. I need to turn hard. Alright, New York, I'm going to want you to turn around, please. Wish I had smoke right now.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
That destroyer's gone, but now we got other problems. Bigger problems, some might say. I'm going to have to use my repair because he took out my everything. Oh wow, he actually did not change speed. I got him with 2 torpedoes. Nice! That's his own fault. He saw them coming a mile off. He was too interested in shooting at me. Always remember to drink your tea. Sorry, I should have like a cough button. Yeah, where is that guy? Let's shoot him. This has been a good stream today. I got lucky. But yeah, isn't it funny how like if you want to try and like even not if you might not be doing it as a bad guy, but like if you're like, oh, I'm watching my favorite streamer or whatever, and I'd like to get in the game with them, see if I can like stream snipe them and jump in and be in the game with them, you know, you can do it pretty consistently in this game, which to me is crazy because what are the odds, right? With how many people must be playing the game at any time. I mean, this time of day, like midday, during the week, you know, it's like it's early in the morning in America. It's very late at night in places like Australia, and I guess Europe is probably not playing the game. So maybe my experience is out of the norm, sure. But I have never, ever been able to do something like that in a game like Halo. I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's just the time thing. I always welcome it. It's fun when people hop in. I like to trust people as well. If people end up on the enemy team, you know, it's like when me and my buddy used to play Halo like split screen, and if we'd be playing against each other, we just had a little like, you know, friendly agreement not to look down at the other person's screen, right? And you know, because we're cool people, that was fine. Ah, the Jaguar. The Jaguar. Ah, he's turning into the bullets. He turned into my shell. Nice. I think he turned to avoid it, but actually just straightened himself up on it. He's probably going to swing that way, right? Unless he wants to swing in to attack. I assume he's going to swing out, though. Alright, he can't see me anymore. I'd say he's gone... Yeah, he's gone behind the island. 100%. 100%.
Our victory is in sight.
Ah, this is nice. Yeah, I've not had the best... well, last week, as I said, I had a really sore back. You know what it was, as well? I already have... I have a thing with my back anyway, from years ago. And it almost never bothers me. Like, I can be outside working, building stuff. I can be digging holes every day of the week, kind of thing. But, let's see if I can... Ah, just as I was going to fire. But doing certain things in a certain position kind of gets my... It's like between my shoulder blades. So I'm quite tall. So like doing the dishes is something I can't do because that you have to slightly hunch down. And it's a lot of like... You're moving your arms around and it's a lot of like... It really gets at your spine right in that spot right between your shoulder blades. So doing that hurts after a couple of minutes, and I can't do it. So that's my excuse. Anytime I have a girlfriend, I'm like, yo, I can't do the dishes. You're gonna have to do those. But I can do loads of other stuff, just not that. Any job that requires slightly hunching down like that and doing a bunch of art. So anyway, I have a bird table in the garden, and we're getting it done up for spring. And the bird bath and the brick that I sit in the bird bath to kind of hold it down, because like the foxes will like drag the bird bath away otherwise. It was all full of algae and it was all dirty. So I brought it in. I put it in the bath. I got the shower head and I got a brush as well, like a dustpan kind of brush, because it needed scrubbing to get all the algae off. So I'm kind of hunched over the bath, scrubbing at this thing for like 20 minutes, and I felt fine. I didn't have any pain. But like the next day, my back was really bad. I struggled to get out of bed without pain, and for the rest of the week I was really suffering, and it didn't get better for days. Normally something like that would get better pretty quickly. And I got a little worried after the first 3 days, and it wasn't getting better even though I was resting it up. I was like, what the fuck, you know? But no, it's mostly better now. So I didn't stream last week, partly because there was a heat wave, and being out here in the shed in like 30 something degree heat with like a desk fan would have sucked. But also because I like sitting on this sofa isn't the best for my back generally, and I certainly was in no condition to do a 2 or 3 hour stream with my back the way it was. Did I see that Captain Party Pants got a cracking in his Leo? No, I did not. Did he post a clip? I should go and look at that. Good for him. He's still my latest follower apparently. 15 days ago. Ah, the good old days of 15 days ago. Alright, what am I doing? Try and bring out this Iowa, maybe. No, I always play the Iowa. I feel like bringing out weird stuff I don't normally play today, just for fun. Ah, yes, the Sexy Junior Gardeners, my favourite guild in World of Warships. I should take a look. I mean, fair enough. It's a good job to have as well, like being a gardener. You know, people are always going to need their gardens done. As times change and, you know, people have more or less money, as a gardener, all that really means is that your clientele are going to change. Like, there was a time period where a lot of my neighbors could afford to get a gardener. You know, like working class or like lower middle class could afford to have a guy come in every couple of months and just like, you know, do the hedges, do the grass, tidy things up. I never did that because I can just do it myself. I'll save money whenever possible, you know. But also, like, I like to be self-reliant, right? So, like, I can do stuff like that myself. It's fine. But, like, you know, a lot of, like, elderly neighbours and things are more than happy to pay for it. But a lot of that's stopped now because, you know, people don't have the right kind of money. But you got to think of it from the like perspective of the gardeners. It's not like they have less work, probably. Maybe they do have a bit less. But it's just that their clientele has changed, right? Like, they don't have as many, like, lower middle class people. It's probably more upper middle class people and so on. I'm guessing. Or maybe they've been hit just as hard as everyone. I just feel like there's always someone out there willing to pay to have their garden taken care of, right? Right? Especially for people with money, because it's a status thing. Some people could not care less about their gardens, never even notice them, but spend huge amounts of money on them because it's a status symbol for them. It shows, you know, everyone, all their neighbours and everyone around them, like, ooh, I've got money, and ooh, I'm special and fancy, and I have good taste, and so on. Look at my garden. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. But yes, I enjoy doing the gardening, you know. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist is the wrong way of looking at it, because gardeners can do an excellent job. It's just that I am like a personal perfectionist in the sense that, God, there's like 3-4 battleships up here. I like things done the way I like things done. I don't like other people doing stuff because they won't do it exactly the way I want it done. You think he'll turn this way? I don't know. Oh, he did gently turn that way. My aim's awful. Think any of those will hit? Oh, now bracketed him. There we go. I hit his steering. Alright, anyway. I don't want too many of these battleships to be able to hit me at any one time. I'm kind of in a position here where I can hit one of them, and the rest of them might be able to fire over the island at me, but we'll see. There is a destroyer to worry about as well, but he's currently going after this guy, who really is out in the open. I would not be surprised to see him losing a lot of health in a few moments. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I like to do that kind of stuff for myself. God. The Cavor. She's an older ship, I suppose, so her aim is a bit shite. And these guys are right on the edge of my range anyway, I suppose. Some awful range here. I wouldn't... the vast majority of my fleet went the other way towards B. I've got the Ismail here and this one destroyer. You know what? If the Ismail is pushing in, I'm going to just pull out and help out. Especially because I have to get closer. My aim is terrible. Or rather, the guys in my... like, the gunnery isn't great on this ship, I guess. Also, my aim isn't very good. I'm not the best at this game, but I'm alright. I'm fine. Yeah, yesterday though, my back was better, and we've got a lot of like rain and thunderstorms forecast this week. It's not cold, but it's quite breezy and rainy. And so yesterday afternoon, for a little while, just randomly... Oh, that guy really got fucked up there. He was not expecting anyone to shoot at him for some reason. Alright, hopefully that destroyer will finish him off. We need to focus on the battleships. Oh, there's another Cavor. Just like a me. Oh, wow, that Cavor just got fucked.
Nice work.
Good job, everyone. Jesus. I'm still going to play it safe here and try and use islands and stuff to my advantage. I don't like how many big ships are out there. What's the thing? Yeah, so the sun came out and the ground was actually much drier than I expected yesterday. And I needed to do a bit of digging to plant some flowers for my bird table like camera because you want some nice flowers out there. So I did a bit of that and got that stuff sorted out. The amount of glass that you dig up in this garden, like, wow.
Nice
Good job.
work.
All right, I need to pull.
Our team has taken
Actually, no, I'm good where I am. I was going to say I need to pull right, but I'm actually happy to stay here. Fire over this island and just maintain my distance a little bit. I can still hit these guys from here. I'm using flamey rounds. I don't know if I should be switching or not, but I don't know. They seem to be working. Maybe I'll do one more volley with these rounds. Is he turning away slightly? And then we'll switch ammo to armor piercing. Screw it. Our team hasn't lost anyone. I have never, in my entire time of playing this game, never had a match where there's a complete like team wipe. Like, there you go, we just lost someone. Like a match where we never lose anyone and they lose everyone. Never. I've had lots of games where we lose one guy, but never had a match, you know, where it's a full win. That Ismail really went for it this whole time. I was worried about him this whole time. Let's see, the Cavor is pulling out very nicely. If I can just get round here, I can obliterate him. But we're going to be in a bad situation here in a moment. Alright, let's line up on this Cavor. Our guns are no longer occluded. Let's just have a nice spread, just to make absolutely certain. But now I need to not die.
requesting support. The ship is
I'll
on
swing around, try and bring my guns to bear. And I'm just going to have to go straight at the Normandy. I want to bring my guns around to the left. I want to get behind this island as quickly as possible, but they're also trying to torpedo run me, so I actually have to turn left here to avoid the torpedoes and then swing right again. That's a lot of torpedoes. How many of them are going to hit? None? I'm the best. I really didn't want to swing this far left. I want the Andrea Doria to not be able to fire on me, quite frankly. Oh yeah, good job. Whoever just fucked the Normandy. Hang on, she ain't dead. She might be repairing. Yeah, let me just see if I can dissuade her of that notion. Thank you. Alright, now I'm not an idiot. I'm going to swing away, capture A. I'm going to do some repairs, avoid the next wave of torpedo planes. Here they are. I'll avoid them as best I can. I'm already turning hard to starboard. My guns can't come around quick enough, but oh no, those planes are going away from me. Let's slow down a little bit here. Maybe I can get some of my guns in arc before I go behind this island completely. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Alright, now let's just push on. We've captured A. We'll come out around the corner. We'll fire on the Andrea Doria. Well, we might fire on the Serov. I don't want to get like too focused on the aircraft carrier, but he's a violent man. He's trying to sink us with torpedoes, I guess. What was I talking about? Gardening, yeah. You know, I did some. You know what's funny, right? The my hedge croppers, the shears. Sorry, not the croppers. My hedge shears. The croppers are what you would use to cut one very thick branch, you know, whereas shears are more like a big pair of scissors that you would use to cut a bunch of smaller stuff. You know, like your hedges, if you were manually trimming them, you'd use the shears. And my shears are over there at the allotment, so I wanted to just cut, like, it's only a few square feet worth of like clover and grass down where all that stuff is. I wanted to cut it. I had to do it with a pair of scissors, which is insane. You ever seen someone cutting their grass down with scissors? It's just, it had gotten like, you know, a good 8 inches tall or 6 inches tall of like clover and grass. It was all overgrown, but it was a relatively small area. So I had to get down there with some scissors to neaten it up a bit. Ah, we won on points, I think. But it's done. I got some like marigolds and sweet williams and something else, lobelias or whatever planted. And it's been raining today, which is nice, so I didn't have to water them. I don't know why I'm telling you the boring things about my life, but there you go. How about the Nagato with her sweet camo? I got obliterated the last time I brought her out, but maybe it'll go differently this time. Anyway. Sorry, I'm having a drink. Which other pages did I bookmark in this book? I always bookmark the really good bits. Nope, that's a boring page. This makes for good listening, doesn't it? Alright, what's this one? God, this is quite an old... This book really is ancient. When was this one printed? Oh, 1944. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. The guy probably came back at the end of the war and then wrote the book. Hang on, where's my bookmark? Come on.
Let's start.
I was in my turret, port side, and the repulse and ourselves opened fire practically simultaneously. One bomb hit the repulse, it did some damage, caused considerable casualties, and started a fire on the catapult deck. This was quickly got under, but that was only the opening chorus. Things now move so quickly that one's own personal experiences and what one saw or heard were only a minute item of the complete picture. Pierced together with the aid of survivor stories in both ships, what happened was roughly as follows. Stage effects were the din and flash of our guns, the sickening noise and sensation of torpedoes, and the pleasing sight of enemy planes being brought down in the sea. Ah, yes. And that is quite close to the end of the book as well. Alright, I should probably focus on what I'm doing, which is apparently driving towards the enemy with Heinrich over here. Okay, what am I in? The Nagato. There's my memory for you. I pick the ship and then forget which ship I picked. Now, Hull Charter requires some prep. I'd have to get the blender out from the shed. But it's not really Hull Charter weather either. I mean, it's warm enough, but like it's not like hot. I like drinking Hull Charter like with lots of ice when it's very warm. Great with burritos. I'm seeing torpedo planes coming this way, and it kind of looks like they're coming for me. They might go for the Heinrich over here. I think they are going for the Heinrich, actually. Yeah, look at that. They're on a run towards him. Good. Alright. These fellas... Oh, hello. We've got a... whatever a Shinonome is. Well, I'm going to trust that the destroyer can deal with that. So I may fire on this guy. Just to help out a little bit. But I really do need to be shooting at someone else. Maybe this guy? Well, that is a big volley of torpedoes. I wonder if they'll hit anything. I think that destroyer might be reversing. Oh, good job, Heinrich. Dealt with the Pensacola. Alright, my concern is that destroyer up here can easily get me. Because I'm headed in his direction. I don't really want to slow down. I want to retain maneuverability. Let's just get a shot off on the Rook and then change course. Because I think I should be coming right here. Yeah, let's come right. A premium worse version of the Fubuki. Fubuki's a good ship. Why is it worse? Oh, I'm going to get torpedoed. Especially because I'm turning into it. I'm turning into the torpedo. Oh well. That's fine. Yeah, man, the Nagato, she gets hurt. I only just noticed I'm on half health already. I don't even remember who shot at me. Was I not paying attention when I got hit? Who shot at me earlier? How am I down to half health already? I know I got one torpedo in me, but... That's my memory for you. That's a lot of torpedoes coming from that destroyer. And that's why I didn't want to go around there, because look, he's kind of made a break for it in this direction. Imagine if I was still headed straight for him. That would have been great. And by great, I mean not great. Oh, he slowed down, the cheeky son. Yeah, that second volley was a bit more on target, but...
Retreat, preferably with dignity.
Oh, there goes the Heinrich. I don't think we're winning this one, somehow. Somehow. I'm going to continue a dignified
Looks like we've been seen.
retreat here. We can't see them because they're all in smoke, all their destroyers. You can certainly see us. I was hoping I'd see someone over here to target. This one destroyer over here, I'm not in a position to fire on him right now. This other battleship is behind that island over there. I mean, I've got enough room to turn, and I'm going to have to do it if I am going to turn.
Not bad.
Alright, fine, I'm turning. It'll take me a minute before I get my guns around, but... Oh, and he's coming out, but I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to swing around to engage him. So, that's why I'm doing that. You reckon any of those torpedoes are going to hit him? They look pretty good. Some of them hit, but not those ones. Alright, the guns around. Armor piercing. Might as well use a little bit of a heal. There is an enemy in A, and it's that destroyer, and he's probably in the process of torpedoing me, honestly. So I should turn away just in case. Oh, there he is. He's back there. He could have sent a volley of torpedoes at me. I'll just keep moving this way for now, I think. Though I do need to be able to hit this guy, and that's rapidly becoming an issue. I don't know if any of those will hit. I'll swing in close. Alright, I did hit him. If this guy comes through this little gap, I might be able to get a blast on him. But what are the odds he's going to come round this way? Plus, we still have these torpedo planes coming in. Look at them coming after me now. There's not a lot I can do to avoid it. I am turning away. But there's not really much I can do. I think all of them are going to hit. Yeah, they all hit. We're pretty much done, I think. The Nagato. Really, it's just another example of getting a bit unlucky. Their aircraft carrier is the thing that really blasted us here. And all I can really do at this point is turn away. Alright. But again, there's torpedo planes coming in, so I just have to turn away from them. See? And just line up as best I can. Because he's going to want to come in and finish me off. Because I've been a pretty easy target for him this whole time. He's going to want to come in and do the work. I am in a better position now to avoid him. But not well enough to avoid all his torpedoes. Maybe just one of them will hit, you know? Yeah, he's going to hit me in the screws, I think. There you go. Which is fine. I would like to be able to steer... because I'd like to be able to avoid his next volley, and that's not going to happen. But it really is just him left. He's the only guy left. He might end up sinking me before the end of the match.
You did a thing, and it worked.
God, there aren't that many of us left either, though. Alright, well, we're going to have to wait till we can turn around in 10 seconds. I'm not using my repair, because I might need it later. Looks like he's torpedoing our aircraft carrier now, which is wise, because our aircraft carrier is the only ship close enough to engage him. Alright. We're going to keep our guns on the port side here. We're going to move up through A. And see what we can do before we die. I'm not just going to run away. I need to help the team out a bit. Like, there's a very good chance we're going to win. But there's 7 minutes left, and there's every possibility, if he's good, that he could torpedo everyone to death. I don't know how much health our other battleship has, but let's operate on the assumption that he's like a 1 health point away from death. You never know. So we could lose him quickly. We could lose that cruiser with like 1 or 2 good torpedo hits. And then our aircraft carrier is looking pretty fucked up. You could, there you go. He's got most of his health. But still, you could see how on paper it's a strong 4 against 1. And yet, none of us are all that close to him. He could reach out and strike us and we can't strike him. And we could very quickly lose numbers, you know. Anywho, lovely camo though, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit dirty now. What about this side of the ship? Oh, you can't really see it. Ah, the sunset.
Solid game. 10 out of 10.
Ah, the sun's coming up here, or coming out, I should say. I mean, it's 1 p.m. Of course, it's up. You see that new James Bond game? It's out now. The one developed by IO, the people that made the new Hitman games. By all accounts, it's good. It's trying to straddle the line between the kind of open world, big toolbox, you can do everything of the Hitman games, and something more linear and tightly kind of constrained because it's trying to tell a story. See, there goes our aircraft carrier. See what I mean? Like, he's in the corner of the map. He could sink us 1 by 1 before we can reach him. It's really possible. And from what I've heard, I've not played it yet. From what I've heard, it's good. The story is good. If you want a good Bond story, this is it. This is good. There we go. Our aircraft carrier managed to sink him after he himself had sunk. Good job. But at the same time, it's a middle ground, right? You're not going to have as big and wide and open an experience as you would in Hitman, but it's also not going to be quite as linear as a Call of Duty or something. It's somewhere in between. And maybe it's a bit longer than it should be. I think the PC Gamer review said that it tries to stretch a 2-hour Bond story into like 40 hours of gameplay, and maybe it would have been better as a 20-hour game. And that's fine. You know, that's not exactly a criticism. I think that sounds reasonable. I wouldn't have expected the game to be 40 hours. I think 20 hours would be a nice sweet spot, I think. With repeatability, I don't know how repeatable its levels are. The great thing in Hitman is you can finish, if you just plowed through Hitman, you could finish like, you know, Hitman 2015 or whatever in like an evening. But that's not really how you're supposed to play the game. You know, you're supposed to kill those guys, but then go back in and go in different areas of the map, figure out different ways of killing them, different disguises, do challenges and things. Really, you could spend 20 hours or more playing just one mission in Hitman, you know. Oh, hey, Fall Guy. How you doing? I was just talking about that new James Bond game, what I do not own yet, because it's like 50 quid, which is a perfectly reasonable price. I think it's 50 quid. But I don't got the money for that right now. I got to buy things. I just bought Hey, Fall Guy, you might remember, think back to when you were in like primary school, and whenever they got out like the sound system or played a cassette or something, did you see the speaker system they used, and was it a Cuppa? Because there's a UK brand of like really rugged, made for educational use, made for like primary schools and secondary schools and things, brand of stereo equipment called Cuppa, who I'm not sure they're even around anymore. But anyway, I've ordered one of these Cuppa. I'll post the picture. It looks really cool. One of these cassette things. It's like a built-in stereo speaker amp thing with like some mic inputs, some aux inputs, a bunch of speaker outputs, stereo headphone outputs. It's got a cassette player recorder in it, and I need to record some cassettes, and all of the stuff I have isn't able to record at the moment, so I picked up this cheap thing from eBay that should be all right. Because you can buy, like, if you just want to record something onto cassette, you can buy stuff, but they're inevitably all kind of shit products. So I wanted to buy something from an era that at least could record reasonably decent quality audio and stuff. And Cuppa was an interesting one because they're made for educational use. Like, no one cares about the brand. So when you see a second-hand one, they're not expensive because no one's going to pay a lot of money for some random like UK brand of thing that's like not really. It's not a Panasonic, it's not a Sony, it's not like a hi-fi experience kind of thing. Fair enough, Fall Guy. For some reason, I just pictured you like a tech moan kind of guy, surrounded by old like record players and boomboxes and things. Ha ha ha. Oh, your command is just Fall Guy, I think. Yeah. Of course, I can add things to it, but yours. And also, actually, did it pop up your little link when you joined? I think it should have as well. But actually, you know what? I don't think you can. Oh no, you can run the command. Good. I wasn't sure if I'd made it public. Oh, you're a moderator. No wonder you can do it. You're a mod, right? I made you guys mods. I think mods can do those commands. Anywho, I'm just glad that it works because I'm really bad at remembering to like plug. I never plug my own stuff, and I'm bad at remembering to plug other people's stuff. This is an interesting map. Huh. This map. I don't recognize this one. Is it new? Or is it just not very common? I don't. What's this map called? North. Okay. I don't know this map. I like it, though. Intriguing. Intriguing. Let me just slow down for a second. Look at what we got. Okay, just a random selection of ships that mean very little to me. I'm almost tempted to go around the back of C and then go through the middle of those rocks and go into C. But if their team does it, I'll be back there on my own against, you know, whatever. Apparently I have torpedoes. Good to know. I don't really take the Amono out, like, ever. I've just been playing random ships I don't play very often. I feel like I want to go back here because if there is a ship trying to sneak behind us, I don't want him to get all the way around the back of us.
Greetings.
Greetings. Hey, Dino. How you doing? We've had a pretty good run today. I think we've won most of our games. How's it going, Dino? What time is it there? You've brought the sun with you. The sun's just coming out. I think the command for Sammy is just Sammy, I think. I kept it... like, I considered making it their people's literal usernames, and then I thought, come on, who's going to type in, like, all of that? So I just made it, like, colloquial. There you go, see? Oh, 10 PM. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, we've had a good little run today. It's been fun. No one came back here. I was worried that like some destroyer was going to sneak back here and then go like snipe our aircraft carrier right up the arse, because it totally could have done. But now it's just me back here on my own. Still, at least they'll be surprised when I pop up out of nowhere. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to go... you can't really see it, but down... Well, Jesus, this thing... I wish I could still use the D-pad to move around. It's a little bit too sensitive. This area around here, if I just very gently rub the nubbin, is... there's too many guys down there. I don't like it. That said, just pulling out on them enough to engage them from a different direction might be effective. Like, not far enough to get screwed or anything. Oh, these guys are getting fucked. There we go. I set him on fire. Like, I just want to get a bit of fire on them from a different direction. I don't know this map, so I don't know how long it's going to take me to get down here. It looks smaller on the minimap than it actually is. I think this is actually a large map. I thought I'd be around most of this by now. I want to help those guys who are up in C by getting some fire on the enemy from a different direction and causing them to struggle to, like, get cover and decide where to fire, you know? But by the time I get there, they might all be dead. What were you singing, Dino? Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever. Hey, look, it's LeBron James in the Colorado. Well then. Alright, now can I just poke my little nosy-wosy out? I was doing a lot of singing yesterday. I was making some mixtapes with some friends. Alright, there goes someone who died. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, the Colorado's in cover. This guy is basically out of range. You put a space in that one, Sammy. Alright, I know I got another one, Dino. Neighbors should be there for one another. That's when good neighbors become good friends. A classic. That's your national anthem, I think, right? Ha. Alright, you know what? I don't like wiggling around here. A lot of our guys have pulled back from sea and are dead or otherwise occupied. I got the Colorado here, who I think wants to kill me. He's got a few shiny holes on him, but I've not done that much damage. LeBron James there. Ha ha ha. I have set him on fire a bit, but I'm not loving my odds here. Did that entire freaking... Come on. He's over there, I think. I don't think I can... Oh... Yeah, no, don't wiggle forwards. Hang on. Ah. Oh, wow. How do I have 6 viewers all of a sudden? You've joined me at an interesting stage while I wiggle and can't see the enemy. On a map I've not actually played this map before. That's good shooting, Tex. I don't know what to do here. Right, I can't just pull out because then, like a lot of their team around this corner, you've got the Colorado, a cruiser, there's a destroyer who actually looks like he might be approaching me. He's probably sent that wave of torpedoes out. Oh no, here's another cruiser. Great, he's out of range at the moment. But basically pulling out around here without any kind of smoke or anything wouldn't be ideal. I don't suppose that destroyer's close enough to sonar. No. Alright, yeah, you keep coming this way, pal. You're almost in range. And not currently able to see me. Come on, just a bit closer. I was trying to come down here to kind of get a sneaky little angle on these guys who are firing up at my colleagues in sea. I'm not going around that corner. I'm not getting torpedoed. Oh, I must have missed him. Alright. Yeah, this is an interesting map. It's a pretty big one, too. Dinos, good luck. Wait, hang on. Nothing on Sammy's channel for 11 days. Yeah, Sammy, have you been streaming? I don't like our odds here. Our team keeps dying. Oh no, he's pulled away. I reckon we're going to lose. Should I just push forward? If I push too far forward, their aircraft carrier is going to start hitting me. You know what? They're moving around to engage me anyway. I think I'm pretty screwed here. Because they're going to pull out, and even though I'm behind here, this cruiser is going to be able to see me. So I might as well just go for it. Screw it. Screw it. This guy's just about out of my range anyway. Well, enjoy looking at the map while you can, because I've decided to die. Anyone in torpedo range? I have quite a bit of range, actually. Maybe I can trick the Colorado. That'll be that destroyer out here, I think. He's really turning. Let's just fire a volley and focus on these guys. Because they're about to be a problem. Realistically, all I can do is come up here to get behind this island to stop these guys firing on me and focus on one cruiser. But considering how much damage he's doing with every volley, I don't think I've got very long to live here. Oh, wait, where is he going? Choose a direction, left or right. Do ships in real life do these insane wiggles? I'll send a little good game out here because I'm done for. Alright, I might as well just stop here. For multiple reasons. Not least of all that it allows me to avoid some torpedoes I didn't even see. Oh, he's taken out one of my main turrets. But it's a good spot to not get hit by these other guys. And it will just keep me alive that little bit longer. I'm not surviving, and we're not winning this. But, you know, hey, look, I'll turn all my stuff on. I love doing that at the end. Oh.
Good show.
Ah, this is it. This is it. Oh, Battleships the movie. Oh, it was a great film. Hey, this was an interesting map. Let's just have a quick look at it, because I've never seen it before. So this was that like double mountain range that I drove behind. I was worried some destroyer was going to come back there and get us. But what's on the rest of the map? You got this kind of central area, which is fun. Okay, it's a fun little, neat little area. You could certainly hide behind some rocks there and destroy some people. And then over here is just kind of open. Like here at A, this whole side of the map's pretty damn open. That was tough. Oh, that was fun. Let's return to port. I enjoyed that. I wonder if that map is new or if it's just that I've not seen it before, you know? Let's try the Montecacoli. I've been enjoying it today. Oh yeah, sure, Dino. Wait, when you say after this, do you mean after that match? Do you want to join now? I'll give you a moment to respond. I enjoyed the Battleships movie. It was definitely, like, obviously not realistic in the slightest. Even if you ignore the part with the aliens. But it was a fun watch, and they had some great footage, you know? They had some great battleshipy CGI footage, you know? That was one of the reasons I... Alright, hang on. Let me work out how to add people, invite players. Oh, there you are. Well, that was convenient. There you go. There was a show called The Last Ship, and it was a show about, like, it was back when, like, pandemic, like, end of the world, zombie virus things, stuff like that was kind of hot. Hang on, it looks like my microphone's on in-game. How do I turn that off? An option in here? Here we go. Disable voice chat. There we go. Sammy, I've told you about Last Ship, but you never know. You never know. The other 4 people might not know about it. That's the funny thing with streaming and having like you have a selection of people who are there every week, you know, and those people are really cool, and then you have, like, you know, new people who haven't been in before. And the people who are here every week, God bless them, they have to hear me telling the same 12 stories over and over again. I often think about, you know, stuff on Reddit where people get sick of reposts because you'll be in a community, right? Like, the most interesting, like, public fountains in the world, right? And every week someone reposts a picture of that really famous one in Rome or wherever it is. You know the one I mean. And for people in that community every day, they just... incessantly, they just keep getting the same thing shown to them, and they get sick of it. But you always have to remember that there's always new people, you know, new people coming to a community for the first time, or like people, like younger people, you know. There's always someone learning some fact or some detail about life or some new skill that you've had for, you know, 30 years, but maybe someone's turning like 13 and they're only just learning it for the first time. I try and remember that. Oh, look, there's a little island fort. That's kind of cool. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Last Ship. Yeah, Sammy's alright. This is a map where usually you capture the 3 spots in the middle, and I usually go to Alpha over here, but it's a base capture thing. I don't think I've seen it as a base capture thing before. That's cool. Anyway, so the Last Ship was alright. It was basically like, it was a... what's that class of cruiser or whatever it was? Oh, it's the name of a bloke. It was the name of a Navy fella. What's his name? Anyway, it's one of those modern littoral kind of vessels, like little light missile ships with a couple of biggish guns on deck. And the idea is that, like, it was sent to the Arctic on a radio silence mission, and it came back, 6 months later, and there'd been this big pandemic that killed 90-something% of the world's population, and everything was post-apocalypse, and all the governments have collapsed and stuff, and they're the last naval ship out there, and they have to, try not to get infected, but also find a cure and blah blah blah. And it was all right. It was fine. It was based on a book that was very different. The book was all like, there's been a nuclear war while you were away kind of thing. Whereas this was like a, pandemic thing. But it's very heavily like American propaganda stuff. Like, everything is kind of a little propagandary, for any country or anything that you ever make, right? Especially when you make military stuff, because you're always painting your military in a good light. But this one literally had like an episode where they went to Guantanamo Bay and fought like turban wearing people, like terrorists firing bazookas, and just generally very on the nose, stereotypical, kind of probably pretty offensive like renditions of terrorists, or what they would see as terrorists, and a lot of hoorah American kind of. But if you can look past that, because it was almost comical in its depictions, the point is that the American Navy gave these people access to a real one of these ships so that they could record a lot of like stock B-roll footage and things, and it was all like really nice HD high frame rate footage of various like gun emplacements moving and stuff inside the ships and so on that they would reuse throughout the show. And it was just really cool from the perspective of someone that wondered like what some of those ships, modern naval ships, look like on the inside. Getting to see them, shot by a film crew that's actually able to light things and shoot things well, and seeing it be real stuff, real gear. It's nice when you're able to kind of look into a bit of that stuff. And the show wasn't terrible. It went on for however many fucking seasons, and really only the first series was good. Because once they moved on from the initial plot, I don't want to give too much away, but once they moved on from the initial like crux of what series 1 was all about, it got less interesting, as most shows do, right? New glasses. Who's got new glasses? Do you mean me? I was researching new glasses, so you could mean me, potentially. I'm not sure. Do you mean me? Ah, yes, the Nathan James Dino. That's the name of the ship in the show, but I mean the actual class of vessel that they are is named after a real, actual naval person of some sort. And I don't remember. Oh, right, that's funny because, Sammy, you say Fall Guy got some Harry Potter glasses. The stuff I'm looking at specifically is very Harry Potter coded, as the youth would say. Because I am looking for stuff in that exact, like, oeuvre, with that kind of, like, nose bridge and probably kind of shape. I used to wear stuff like that, but then I moved on, and now I'm back again. But what I'm looking for is the ones that have the coil back on them. The ones that coil around the ears, and you just can't get those from Specsavers. Specsavers just don't sell that stuff. You know what? Let's just fire some torpedoes. Maybe we'll hit something. Who could say? Yeah, like all the common... I want to get behind this guy. There we go. All of the common brands, Specsavers and so on, they only really sell what they want to sell. They don't have a real wide selection, and they just don't sell that type of glasses frames, I guess. What do you call it? The arms on them, the temples, right? Those, I think the sides are called the temples. Oh wow! I torpedoed that destroyer. He came round the side. What are the odds of hitting him? Jesus, now. Oh, that's fun. Oh, come on. We torpedoed that lad. I mean, come on. That was a bit of fun, right? Can I maybe just get a little volley off? This guy's going to turn, but, let's just fire some torpedoes. You never know. Come on, I torpedoed that guy. All right, yeah. No, but again, Dino, I mean the class of ship. Not the real name of the actual ship, but the class of ship. It's a... I'm going to kick myself when you actually point out the name, because it's not coming to me. I can't look it up right now. Man. Anyway, yeah. So I've been looking for some of those glasses, but the issue is that Specsavers and so on just don't sell those frames with the hook around the ear. And the thing is, I want the hook around the ear because so often I'll be doing stuff, I'll be working on things, or I'll just be out doing things, and my glasses will fall off my head. Like maybe I turn my head upside down, or I'm in a funny position, or maybe I'm out working on something, like I was yesterday when I was digging and planting stuff, and getting my hands dirty, and like sticking my hands into the bird bath and stuff. And you shouldn't like touch your face, for example, after you've been doing that kind of thing, because the like infections and all kinds of weird stuff that you can catch from birds and things if you do that. So basically you have to wash your hands before touching your face, is my point. But like my glasses fall down my face, my face gets sweaty, and I'm working, I'm bending down, I'm moving around, and they fall down your nose a bit maybe, and you just need to push them up, but you can't touch your face, right? So basically I want a pair that doesn't stay on your face by gripping your head, but stays on your face by hooking around the back of your ears, right? And that is a type of glasses that has existed since time immemorial, but they kind of went out of popularity after, I guess, the 40s. And it is those kind of Harry Potter glasses. I don't know if they hook around his ears, but they are generally that kind of small. So yeah, the point is, I'm getting those. Arleigh Burke, there you go. Thank you, Dino. That was what I couldn't remember. It's an Arleigh Burke class. Which they're pretty cool ships, the Arleigh Burkes. And yeah, so you get some, just if you've ever been interested in what the inside of an Arleigh Burke looks like, and inside the turrets and things, that's a good show just for getting some real nice footage of that kind of stuff. Yeah, anyway, I've been looking for glasses, but you just can't get them, the frames from Specsavers, and the problem is, if you buy your frames elsewhere, Specsavers won't glaze them, as they say, won't put the lenses in. They only do their own stuff, which kind of goes to show that they're not really a real opticians. They're more of a, I don't know, it's a bit like how you might argue that Subway doesn't really make sandwiches, or the way I look at it is, Specsavers sell perfectly good stuff, but it's kind of like how if you go to a Pizza Hut, you are getting a pizza, but you're really only getting it the way they do it, and you can't really get anything that's kind of different to how they like decide it should be. And also, no one's looking at a Pizza Hut pizza, good as it may be, and saying, yeah, this is an authentic like Italian pizza. It's still a good experience, but it's different. I'm worried about this destroyer. I'm just kind of pissing around. I'm having a good time here. So because I'm looking for something kind of specific, Specsavers just don't do that. Specsavers are like, you get what you're given and that's it. If you have any like custom requests, sorry, we just don't do that kind of thing. And by the way, it's quite possible for a company to be able to glaze, put new lenses in frames that they themselves didn't make. They basically have a machine that you pop the glasses in, and it measures it like has a little arm that moves around inside to kind of trace out the shape that the lens is going to have to make, and then that can get programmed into the lens grinding machine and stuff to make the lenses right. It's just, so it's something that absolutely obviously can be done, but Specsavers and those kind of like fast foody kind of opticians don't do that stuff. So I'm going to have to find, and it seems like you can't even really find British manufacturers that are making those kind of frames either. I've been looking at like German and French imported stuff, but I don't want to spend a huge amount of money because I'm not made of money either. So that's where my research is up to at the moment. That's the long-winded way of saying that I too need new glasses, because these frames and lenses are 6 years old and I'm struggling to see stuff far away now. And I really need to replace my glasses, but it's a bit of a challenge to do so. Oh, is he going in to sink the Nevada? He's going alongside to do a big torpedo run on the Nevada. Nah, he got him. If I were you, Repulse, I'd get out of there. He's coming for blood, and I'm going to go capture their base. I don't need to hunt him down. I got a nice comfy base to capture. But yeah, and the funny thing is, in doing my research, because I'm a perfectionist, I don't know what the word is for this. If I'm going to buy new glasses, I'm going to learn everything there is to know about glasses, right? Like if you look on your glasses, you'll see probably a box code, because they use the boxing system for like measuring out the width of the individual lenses, the width of the bridge, and the length of the temple. Those are the three numbers that you'll see on the side of your glasses that can help you, like, if you need to pick out new frames and you know you need a particular nose bridge, or you want a particular width on your lenses, or you want a particular temple length and stuff. And you figure out the full width of the front of the glasses, you know, by adding the nose bridge value and doubling up the lens width value and stuff. But learning about all the terminology.
Roger.
All right, you know what? These guys are capturing the base. I'll swing up north. One guy says he's up north. One guy says he's down there. I'm more inclined to believe he's down there, but I don't care very much. I'm just going to adjust course and speed occasionally to avoid torpedoes, and just I'll just screen for these guys while they capture the base, so that anything coming towards them is probably going to pass me first. You know what I mean? I'm good doing that job. I'm fine. Yeah, it's very interesting though, learning about glasses. And the funny thing is, I wear glasses every day. Have done since I was about 11 years old, when I suddenly started to need glasses. They define not only how you look for yourself every time you look in a mirror, but they also define how you appear to other people. And they define your experience, like how you interact with the world. Everything you see as a person who needs glasses, everything you see through those glasses. And everything you do as you move around, you always have to worry. Like if I'm on a bridge or something, I don't necessarily tip my head over the side to look downwards, because what if my glasses fall off? Like everything you do you have to think around your glasses. And you know, when you want to wear shades, yeah, okay, this guy might be up there. You could be right. Has he been firing torpedoes or anything? Someone seems to think he's in that corner. He could be. He absolutely could be. He also could be down south. But yeah, I'll go this way. It's a pretty big thing. And for me especially, because again, I don't tend to have a lot of money to spend, and I also like to get the right thing and stick with it for years. Like the pair of headphones I'm using right now, I've had for over a decade. This microphone, actually, I've had for well over a decade. I like to buy things and keep them and take care of them. And a good pair of frames, taken care of, I mean, like, why would I ever need to replace them? If I like them, you know, and they're good. Good job getting a kill there, Dino. Good job. Sorry, I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention to what you were doing in the game. I was thinking about glasses. But yeah, like a pair of glasses will last you at least a decade if you take care of them, if not more. So it's definitely something to invest in. It's like a bed, right? It's like how people say you're gonna spend like 8 hours of your day every day in bed, so you should get a good mattress. I would say the same kind of thing about your glasses, right? You should get glasses that you like, that tick all the boxes for you personally, and not just get the random thing off the shelf that some Specsavers person says you should get, you know? So I'm doing the research. Fair enough, Dino. I do appreciate you looking that Arleigh Burke info up for me. Maybe I'll pull out a battleship again. You know, yeah, I'll do that. And then maybe I'll pull out my destroyer, because I've not done that yet today. What about the King George? Try and start some fires. But yeah, oh god, it looks awful. I put the ugliest, like, camo I could on this ship. I'm sure this camo looks good on other ships, but it looks awful on this thing. I don't think King George would have approved, you know? Oh, I've not selected my ship. I gotta tap it twice. You're in the wrong tier there. You're going to have to bring out a 6. You do have a 6, don't you? I know you're only up to a certain tier. I have to remember that, Dino. Ah, glasses research, yeah. Yeah. They're going to be a bit expensive, I know. But it's an investment. If I have to spend £150 on a pair of frames, that's a lot of money. But you got to think of it like, oh, you're up to 5. All right. Hang on then. That's like £15 a year for a decade. You think about it that way. It's a shame it's an upfront cost, but you know. Yeah, what 5s have I got that I'm leveling up? How many? Not that many. Enough that I can pick from them. And if I want to bring out a battleship, it's mostly... yeah, sure, fine. I'll bring out the Renown. You know what? This camo does look real nice on here. It looks silly, but it looks really nice. That looks real nice. Oh, so is this... Alright, you know what? If you want to upgrade your destroyers, let me whip out a tier 3 so you can keep playing your Clemson then. I don't mind. I quite like the tier 3 stuff anyway. I got some fun little tier 3 ships. Well, I can't start Dino if you're in a different tier to me. But I will pick the Phoenix. Yeah, we have to be in the same tier or else it won't let us start the game. But that's fine. I enjoy the Phoenix. She's a fine ship. Oh, yeah. It's good tea. I'm not just groaning for no reason. Yeah, glasses. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be even longer before I get glasses because I rather get things for other people before myself. And my old Kindle broke. And my father is the one that uses it the most, really. He's an elderly man, does a lot of reading. And this Kindle we've had since 2013 when they brought it out. It was the first like sub £100 Kindle e-reader that anyone sold. Amazon subsidized it. I think they ate some of the cost to get them in people's pockets, basically. And so I picked it up back then, and I think the display broke. I mean, I could always take it apart and try and fix it, but we've had it since 2013, and it's broke. So I was on the lookout for a second-hand Kobe, I think the company is, because I wouldn't buy a new Amazon thing. They're just so... I never liked Amazon for like their device practices anyway. It's just that back in 2013, if you wanted a good e-reader, you didn't have a lot of choice, and it really was Amazon, you know, at the time. But nowadays there's all kinds of brands. I think Kobe looked like a pretty good one, and I've been looking on eBay to try to find a good deal on a second-hand. I think they're called Kobe, or it's not Cody. I think it's Kobe with a K, something like that. Like a second-hand one that was cheap. And this morning, I came across an exceptionally good deal for one that's like, it's actually a newer model than the one I was looking for, and yet it's going for cheaper than I've ever seen that one go. It was a really, really good deal, so I picked it up. You're getting torpedoed there. He's a bad shot. Anyway, I picked that up, so now I don't have the money for glasses, but that's okay because my father's going to get a good second-hand e-reader that should keep him going forever. Yeah, it's the Kobe... I was looking for the Kobe something HD, it was called. I forget, it's the Kobe something HD. But the one I ended up grabbing was the Kobe Color. The difference between them, I think, really, the only difference that matters, besides the fact that it can technically show color, although we'll never use it for that, because I guess for looking at the covers of the books, I guess. But it was made in... I don't want to go up against this guy. It was like made in 2024 instead of 2018, so it's newer. So I guess the battery, I probably won't have to replace the battery, which is nice. If I engage this guy, he's just looking for a target, and I'm that target. I don't really want to start firing on him. There's no one else around that he would shoot at right now. He is about to see me, though. I would much rather get into cover before he can fire on me. I mean, I will, but our destroyer's behind me right now. Alright. Looks like, looks like I'm going to get hammered here. I'm just not as close to cover as I'd like to be. There goes half my health in the first volley. You can see now, perhaps, why I wanted to hold fire until I got slightly more into cover. Uh-oh. I'm actually hitting something here. I didn't see that bit of a rock. Can I get around it? I'm done. It's a good game from me. Yeah, I'm done. Might get one more volley? Nah. Oh well. Let's just go follow Dino's adventure here. He's in a pretty good spot. There we go. All right, now let me read this. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Sammy. I don't think my father, my like 87-year-old father, is going to be reading many graphic novels. As for it being slow, yeah, I guess you could say the old Kindle was slow, but it wasn't that slow. Like, it took about the same amount of time to load the next page as actually physically turning a page in a book, you know, like a second or so. It was fine. But what really put me off getting newer e-readers is that a lot of them just run like Android, which is so pointless. Like, running an entire heavy, like, mobile phone, essentially, operating system just for an e-reader, like, the Kindle's battery would last like a month without needing to be recharged, which is why, even though we had a Kindle from 2013, as old as that battery was, it could still last a few days, because even heavily degraded, it's such a lightweight OS. It's like running a really light version of Linux, not an entire Android operating system. It just was so needlessly heavy. Like, you might still have the battery lasting a few days on an Android e-reader, but, like, it should last a month easily of, like, daily reading, you know? Anyway. So I wanted something a bit older that would sit... And also something that was relatively open and definitely not Amazon-y. And as of, like, the books, I have a really old book collection on Caliber of like fantasy books and just kind of stuff that he'd be interested in, and so he can pull it up, or I can do a search for him and then just send it to the Kindle. You send an email and then it gets downloaded onto the Kindle. But now I'm just going to connect this Kobe thing via USB and transfer the files that way. They're just really old books, you know, for the most part. So that's never been an issue, and I like Caliber. A Sony Walkman running Android. That seems pointless. Right? Why would it need to run an operating system just to play a CD or a cassette anyway? And honestly, a modern Sony Walkman, I'm not sure I'd trust the tape deck to be quality anyway. I think even Sony is... Because Sony's not going to be in a position to mass produce like cassette. When I say like the tape deck, I mean the hardware inside to play the cassette. Sony's no longer in a position to mass produce those. So if they are making a modern Walkman with a cassette, they're just going to be using a relatively off-the-shelf Chinese reproduction thing and put a Sony shell on it. Look at fucking Dino doing the work here, sneaking around, doing torpedo runs. So like they're not going to be using their own hardware anymore. So I'd rather just buy an old one versus new. Yeah. Oh, it's just MP3 player. Fair enough. I mean, but again, is it even a quality MP3 player compared to like a second-hand, you know, Creative Zen or any of that stuff? But yeah, no, running Linux on an MP3 player is I don't know. Okay, fine. I was going to say running Linux on an MP3 player is pointless, but realistically, running a very lightweight version of Linux that you've customized through your MP3 player would be fine, totally fine. Running Android is excessive. I mean, I don't know. I was about to say like it doesn't need Wi-Fi or anything, but I guess a modern day MP3 player would have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But again, you don't need a full Android distro just to run that stuff. But I'm just thinking through it. Lovely shoals here, beautiful shoals. Oh, I wonder if he'll hit him. What's this battleship doing? Is he changing course? A few grand for an MP3 player. Good God. The thing I should really be saving up for, not to get too serious or anything, is... let's see if Dino can get into cover here. He's not got a lot of health. I need to get my ADHD diagnosed, and I need to get on the pills because it greatly impacts my life. But diagnosis is like it's like £1,200 or something, but the thing is, like, that's an amount of money that I've not seen in years, all in one place, you know. Like, the funny thing is, like, I could save up that kind of money over the course of a year, maybe. Although things always end up coming up, you know. But any place that you go requires that you pay it all up front, you know what I mean? Which is a shame, because I'll never have that kind of money up front. There's always something breaks or some bill or something. Even though I try to buy things secondhand and save money on, like, making mixtapes for people's birthdays and things. Anyway, the point is, spending £1,000 on something that isn't like essential to my health seems crazy to me. I mean, I guess my laptop actually costed over £1,000, but again, I paid that off over the course of like 2 years, which was nice. And that's like my one big life purchase. I need a functioning computer. I save money on everything else, but I need a working computer, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. It's like the same thing where I don't love potentially having to pay like £150 for... That's just the frames, right, for these new glasses. Never mind the lenses, just the frames. Because it's going to be an investment that I'm going to use every single day, all day long, for like a decade or more. I'm still not happy about having to make that kind of an outlay, but it makes sense. An MP3 player, though, man. I could make my own MP3 player for way less than that. And that'd be fun. I wonder. Oh, there he goes. He lasted so long, but he was killed by Bungle the Bear. Sad. I'm not making my own MP3 player. I have occasionally considered making my own mobile phone, which was a lot easier before they started turning off like GSM and even 3G stuff. But like, there's lots of projects already that give you a functioning mobile phone OS, you know, on like an ESP 86 something, whatever the fuck all those things are called. There's like an ESP 32 and ESP 86. I forget which one's which, and probably stuff that runs on things like the Pico and even various Arduino-y, reasonably powerful Arduino-y devices. There's all kinds of projects where they've already designed the PCBs and things, and you can just put them together as a fun little kit. I'm guessing Dino has to leave because he just left the team. Yes. Hey, wait, when you say Bungle... by the way, Dino, you have a good night. Thanks for coming along. And if you are around tomorrow, I'll be playing Hitman, for sure. We have to get to the end of that freelancer run. This is as close as I've ever gotten. I didn't want to play it today, and then because I'm not back in the swing of streaming, I wanted to give myself a warm-up. Bungle. Yeah, the name sounds familiar. It was Bungle Bear 76 or something like that. It could be the same Bungle. I don't know. Bungle was a popular character on TV in the UK at some point. Could be a different Bungle. You never know. But no, it was probably the same guy. Bungle sank Dino. What am I doing? Let's pull out the kamikaze for fun. I've not been in a destroyer today. Yeah, anyway. I don't begrudge obviously, some people have way more money to spend, and what they consider a small outlay is very different. I can only ever speak to my own perspective on things. Spending that much money. Even spending like £500 on a mobile phone is too much to me. £500 for a mobile phone. Like, I would spend at the absolute most, and it would have to be an amazing phone, like £300. The last phone I got was about 210 or something. Yeah. Anyway, that's just money talk. Who cares? But yeah, I'm looking to get some new glasses at some point. But now that I've ordered this second-hand, I think it might be a Kobe e-reader that's been fixed by this company, because it was sold on eBay by like an electronics repair company for like a surprisingly low price, given that it looks pretty good. And they say it's fully functional and in good condition. I wonder if maybe they fixed up a broken one, you know? I don't know. They don't say whether they worked on it or not. I'm just happy because it's cheap. Very pleased. the thing with used phones is you can't trust the battery, right? So you're going to have to replace the battery at the outset. And also there are so many ways to install malicious software on phones that can't even be wiped with a standard like firmware reflash or anything. It's just too risky, because like people will just get these phones, put malicious stuff on there to try and, you know, steal your identity and steal all your blah blah blah, and then just sell them on eBay for cheap. You know, just can't trust that kind of stuff. If I buy a computer on eBay or something, which I don't, but if I did, I would be stripping the hard drive out and replacing it with another drive, etc., etc., and putting a fresh copy of Windows or Linux or whatever on there. But you can't do that with a phone, and so it's just I just don't trust them enough. Oh, you see that torpedo that just ran out there? Interesting. Just randomly fire a volley in the direction that torpedo came from. I'm looking at the torpedo planes. There you go. They disappeared. See, we have a guy in B. I'm going to swing around this rock. Keep my eye on B. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to go towards A. Is there a fucking destroyer in A as well? I know. It might just be that cruiser. All right, let's go after the Emerald. Our team tend to be headed towards the east. I'm going to go the opposite way and cover the flank. My favourite way of getting a second-hand phone is like a hand-me-down thing from a friend, because that way you know you're not getting it from like a weirdo, and you know it's going to be all right, you know, and they'll be honest about the battery and stuff. All right, come on, let's. I don't want to kick in my engine boost just yet. I don't really need it. This guy is going in a direction I like, unless he starts turning to stay in A, which he is doing. That's annoying. Tell you what, let's just fire a volley of torpedoes there, just a little one. I don't think he's going to come out here somehow. I think he's going to stay behind the island and capture A. Right? Screw it. It doesn't really matter. I can just fire a volley off anyway. Because it's 20 seconds till I get some more. Who cares? No, he's spun around. Look at that. At least we got him spotted. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I just don't trust people enough. I had some salespeople come to the door. Now, I'm a very nice and polite person with almost everything, but salespeople, like door-to-door salespeople, are just scum, right? Like, because they exist to take advantage of people, right? They want to find like old people and sell them on things they don't need. They came to the door the other day and tried to sell me on. I mean, I already didn't care. I just like to waste their time. They came to the door to try to sell me essentially on a new gas provider, but they don't just come to the door anymore and say, hey, we're looking to sell you on a new gas provider. Now they say like, oh, you know, do you have a smart gas meter yet? We can install one for you. And at no point do they say like we're with a different company. They say it as if like all they're going to do is give you a new gas meter, and they try and like talk about the advantages of having a smart gas meter and stuff. And at no point do they say, hey, but we're not with your company. They don't say what company they are with at first, right? Oh, this guy's turning away. I assumed he was turning in. Anyway, I let them yammer on for a while, and then I was like, are you with British Gas? And they said no. And I just said, well, why don't you fuck off then? And the guy looked so shocked. He looked so insulted. I wasn't angry or anything. I just said, like, calmly, I was like, well, why don't you fuck off then? But the look on his face, and I was like, dude, you know you're a scumbag. How are you shocked that someone is actually calling you out and willing to stand up to you? Come on, man. Like, you know you're trying to trick people into buying stuff. Man, what? And not only, you know what, now we're on the subject of salespeople. The other reason that that I don't like door-to-door salespeople, besides them trying to trick, you know, vulnerable people into buying things, with the hard sell and all that stuff, it's also just an insult to your general intelligence, right? Because like a lot of them will come to the door and try to sell you on a different, let's say, gas provider, right? Because that's what this guy was doing. But the thing is, what they're saying unconsciously, the unspoken thing that they're saying there is, hey, you're too stupid to do the research yourself. You've been in your house thinking, ooh, I really would like to maybe consider a new gas provider, but I'm too stupid to look into it myself. I'm going to wait until some guy comes to the door, and then I'll listen to whatever he says, and I'll believe him. And it's just like, you really think people are that, like, unintelligent and stupid that they need you to hold their hand? You know what I mean? Like, it's it still had a place. This guy's turning towards me. He doesn't realize I'm here. It still had a place before the internet when if you wanted to do research on like a new gas provider, for example, you were limited in what you really could accomplish on your own. Couple of hits there. Couple of hits. Right? It's not like you were still waiting for a door-to-door guy to show up. I'm getting pincered here. It's not ideal. But, like, it was harder for you to find a good deal. Whereas now you can go on the internet and there are entire companies that exist just to compare deals and things. That's their whole job. Their whole reason for existing. And so there's never a situation where I'm in my house going like, oh, I'd really love to find a different, like, internet provider, but I just don't know how. You know? And so it's just insulting because the whole thing of them coming to the door is them saying, we think you're so stupid that you can't do your own research. So we're here to get you to... So, you know what I mean? Right? Like, they're... Even before they've opened their mouth, it's an insult to your intelligence just coming to the door. I'm not angry about it. I just... door-to-door salespeople. There was a guy that came to the door 6 months ago or something, and he was selling a product from a business that I was actually planning to switch providers to this provider. And so I said to him, like, you don't have to give me the sales pitch because I've done my research and I am planning to change to you as a provider, right? And sorry, I'll totally read what you're saying in a minute, Sammy. It's just, you know me, when I'm on a roll, I'll get distracted. So he came to the door, and he was perfectly nice. I mean, look, he was still a door-to-door salesperson, which, on principle, I'm against, but he was friendly enough. He was really going for the hard sell, though. Even when I told him, don't try it, and he kept trying it, and I was like, dude, come on. But I told him, like, you don't need to sell me on it. I'm already going to move to your company. But because they're, commissions-based, and they need to get people to sign up at the door for the thing, or else, they don't care about getting business for the company. They only care about getting paid, which is fine. It's a job. You want to get paid. You got to feed your family. He would not stop trying to get me to sign up through him. And I had to explain to him, and I don't think he really understood, that I would never, even if someone came to the door and sold me on a product, and I was like, yes, you have persuaded me. I am interested in this. I wouldn't buy it from him at the door because on principle I am against door-to-door salespeople. I was like, no, I will go on the website and purchase it that way. And I think if everyone did that, I thought he was going to go behind the island. I don't know where he's going. If everyone did that and said, no, if I'm going to buy it at all, I'm going to buy it through the website and not through the salesperson, salespeople would die out because they wouldn't be making the money for the company anymore. The whole business model wouldn't work anymore. This might be a bad idea. I'm going up here to torpedo this guy around here, but he could easily just turn his guns on me and obliterate me. He does have his guns pointed the other way, but he's going to see me on quite a run-up. Anyway. So yeah, and also I knew more about the company than he did, because the thing I was researching, I like to do my research. So I researched, how long has the company been operating in this country? Who are the founders? Where do they get their funding, their money from? How successful have their previous businesses been, and so on and so forth. When I do my research, right? And he's turning It's turning away now.
Hey, 5 minutes left.
So he's doing that thing. Well, actually, I don't think he is rubbing the edge of the map here. Is he? He was turning away just now. Yeah, no, he is turning. He's turning back in. So I don't think many of those are going to hit him, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, on principle, salespeople. Now, let's see what you were saying. Kobo, yeah, the Kobo Clara color. That was the name I couldn't think of. Clara. I think I only got him with one torpedo. It was a good enough hit, but at first I was going to aim further out because it looked like he was turning out, which is what he is in fact doing. Man, our team are getting slaughtered. Getting slaughtered here. But this guy is just kind of hanging out over here. Let me get my speed boost on. We need to kill this guy so I can go hunt this destroyer. Because we are actually going to lose. Because this one destroyer is going to frickin' obliterate the team. I was hoping he would go hide behind that island. Alright, let's do a real tight one there. Another one there. And another one way over there in case he really turns. If he turns hard, these will miss anyway. And he is already starting to turn a bit. There's a destroyer right... he can see me actually. Wait, hang on. This guy's got no health. Hang on a minute. As shit as my guns are, let me at least engage the guy with no health. If I can even hit him. This isn't exactly great. My guns are shit, the aim is terrible, and the enemy can see me right now. And I only have a couple of guns that I can slightly fire. Alright, there we go. Oh, and this guy's just been hit by one of my torpedoes. And there we go. Alright. Oh, hey, Crusader. No, it's not the console version. This is the PC version of the console version of the PC version. It's World of Warcraft. This is the World of Warcraft. Burning Crusade. Could you not tell we were in Ironforge? See, look at my little dwarf down here. No, this is World of Warships Legends on PC. But yeah, no, the Kobo Clara color white 8GB is indeed the one I purchased, and they had a couple of them on sale, so you've probably found the listing I bought it from. Man, you know what, Dan? Speaking of World of Warcraft, I played it, you know, in the mid 2000s when it was really hot and everyone was playing it, and I stopped for a good long while, probably about a decade, and then I came back to it in the mid 2010s. And I wanted to do something fun, and so I was YouTubing at the time. So I decided to do a little series where I got 2 dance mats, you know, like the DDR dance mats. I got 2 of them, kind of sewed them together in the middle so they'd stay in place. And I was like, I'm going to play World of Warcraft with my feet, with the dance mats, right? And I didn't stick with it for long because it was too easy. It was really weird. Because I was starting with a brand new character from like level 1 in the starting area, but because there's so much new content, new late game content in that game, and because there'd been an extra decade's worth of it up to that point, they've changed the experience so that you get through the lower levels ultra super fast, and I just didn't like that because I was finding it like my original experience when you're low level starting out in the starter area as a new player, you still die a few times to the first mobs you come across. Whereas here, I could basically stand there and not even attack the mobs, and they couldn't hurt me at all. And I was wiping the floor with them, playing with my feet for God's sake. And so it really put me off. It was a real bummer how much it had changed the like early game experience, because they really do want you to quickly get past that and get to the high level. Like when I was playing that game, the highest level you could get to was 60 at first, and then they brought it up to 70 with was it Lich King that let you get to 70? God, I wonder what the level cap is now. I bet it's really high. I think perhaps one of the most enjoyable ways to come at World of Warcraft these days, and they've made it into an official thing now, is playing the retro servers. Because the way World of Warcraft works is they play their stories over time, and like the world changes and stuff goes on. So if you come to the actual regular World of Warcraft today, you're not going to be able to play through all of that kind of cool world-changing content from years ago. But there were community-made servers. Let me just pull up. What am I leveling up here? The Ryujo. There were community ran like hacked, servers where they would run through the content, and when they got to the end, they'd go back and start again. So you can always kind of keep running through it. And eventually, Blizzard, Microsoft now, I suppose, Blizzard were like, we should make this an official thing because there are so many like custom servers doing this. It's very popular. So now you can do the same thing with World of Warcraft Classic, I think it's called. Is that what it's called? I think that's probably the way to experience the game. Not to say that regular, basic, modern-day 2026 World of Warcraft isn't good. I don't know. I've not played it in like a decade. Maybe it's terrible. But I think if you want to experience the game in a position, like in a form where it was at its true height, with some of the edges sanded down, granted, they've modernized some of the stuff, because I think the difference between the fan stuff, which was using the original clients, and the new World of Warcraft Classic, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is basically they've added some modern accoutrement to the official version. Like they might have something like achievements baked in, whereas they only added achievements to real World of Warcraft, regular World of Warcraft, around about the time I stopped playing, in like the late 2000s. Yeah, it'll be the late 2000s was when they added that stuff, I think. But I bet that stuff is in there. I'm moving forward as if I'm in a regular ship. I'm not thinking. I bet that stuff's in there from the get-go on Classic. Like a quality of life stuff, I bet, is in there, which is nice. I don't begrudge them that. I certainly don't want the one-to-one original experience, because oh boy, that game was grindy. I bet Classic is pretty fucking grindy, man. The amount of grinding you used to have to do. That's why I kind of switched to Guild Wars. Not very grindy. You could spend... you have planes going past each other, ships in the night. You could spend about 20 hours playing that game and get through the whole thing. But Guild Wars was very like mission instance based. There was nothing. There was no open world. There was just... this is going to be tricky. I kind of wanted to get the Vesa here, but he's got a lot of friends with him. Yeah, Guild Wars was all kind of instance mission based, and you would replay the missions and stuff. I reckon I'll probably hit him with one or two of those maybe, but he's already torpedoing me, for God's sake. There you go, I hit him with one torpedo. Look at that, he's actually probably going to hit me as well. You reckon this... it might go round. It might go round. Yeah, it went round. Okay. Anyway, Guild Wars was good. Guild Wars 2 went open world. And Guild Wars 2 was a pretty good game as well. I think if you want to play a hot, popular, somewhat modernized MMO these days, that Final Fantasy game, I forget what it's called, Final Fantasy 14 or 13 or something, I've always consistently heard good things about it. Actually, Elder Scrolls Online is good. That's actually a pretty good one, especially if you like the Elder Scrolls universe. That's a solid MMO that's still going, that's still popular and still enjoyed by the fan base. If you like the Elder Scrolls universe, you'll enjoy that. Let's just try getting the Fuso here. Or even the aircraft carrier, because it turns out he's here. Yeah, maybe we'll try him again. He dared to fucking torpedo me. Obviously, you've got EVE Online as well. I don't know if I'll hit, but I'll try that. Let's just get my planes back. I don't love that there are two destroyers up north of A trying to sneak around the back. Let's just slightly change course here so that I can go south. Ah, I guess I didn't get any hits on that guy. Shame. Yeah, you've got EVE Online, but that's a whole different... I mean, it's an MMO, but it's a very unique kind of MMO. I guess you've got... yeah, you've got Elder Scrolls, Guild Wars. You can still play Guild Wars 1. Actually, I think they brought out an updated version of Guild Wars 1, didn't they? I think they did, or they're going to. Maybe. It'd be as good a time as any to get back in. And Guild Wars 1 was a you know, buy it once and you don't have to pay a monthly fee thing, which was great when you're a teenager and don't have the money to pay a monthly fee for something. That was a great game, man. That was a fun game. What's the other current MMO that it's gone out of my head? There's the Final Fantasy one, there's the Elder Scrolls one, there's World of Warcraft. What's the other one? I don't think I'll be able to hit this this destroyer. I'm very bad at hitting things, and destroyers are tiny. But I'll have a go. Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that could happen? I just straddled him slightly there. It wasn't that great. Can I come around for another pass? There's a lot of ships around here though. I don't have much fuel left. Alright, I can come around for another pass here. Oh, I think he's stopping. I'm assuming he's moving at speed and he's not. Well, that's not great. Alright. Now let's start moving forward. God, the enemy's about to win. I've got one torpedo hit so far. Not going well for us. I feel like there's another MMO still. Oh, fucking RuneScape. That's probably the one I was thinking of. RuneScape. And obviously RuneScape, old school RuneScape. You know? I guess technically it's two, because you've got old school RuneScape, but you've also got like the one that they've kept making over the years with the modern graphics. But as with so many things, old school RuneScape is, you know, the popular one. Look at that. They've got 4 destroyers. They had 5. It's a very destroyer-heavy match. Their aircraft carrier's all the way down there now. I probably should have been moving south earlier, but screw it. I don't think I'll last very long here. Yeah, RuneScape was fun. I just don't want to play grinding heavy MMOs anymore. Ah, the grand old Duke of York. Oh, good job.
Nice work.
Should I try and hit the destroyer? I can't see. Wait, did he just get sunk? He just got sunk. Alright, well, I can do a run on the Pensacola, I suppose, to get my guy up again. Come on, I gotta get him up and get him down again. Alright, now that you're back up, lads, can you head back down? Now, is this guy going to turn left to go around the island, or is he going to let me torpedo him? I don't think those are going to hit. He's turning. I need to head south. Those destroyers are going to be coming for me. Oh, they're coming alright. That Fuso is still in very good working order. I'm not a fan of that. It's just me and 2 destroyers now. That's great. It won't be me for much longer, I tell you. Alright, maybe the cruiser? They seem to be busy down here dealing with the cruiser. If I'm to get any help from them at all, I'm going to have to deal with this cruiser so they can wrap up and come north. At least we know where he is. Be in that smoke. This has been a fun little stream. It's been I've appreciated you guys hanging out. It really cheers me up. It always does. Always cheers me up. Ah, bracketed him. Again. I come round for another pass. With what planes I have left. Alright, let's get a bit closer. He's not moving at the speed you'd think he would be. I bracketed in him again. Look at that. 2 bombs either side.
We've been spotted.
Alright, seeing as I've been spotted, there isn't really much else I can do at this point. It's probably those destroyers that see me. Yeah.
Roger.
You want my help? What, to go after that Z-31? Either that or the Fuso or God knows what. I'm coming. The other destroyer is hiding down south. You look on the minimap. Just behind an island. don't like our odds. Which way is this guy going? I could try and do a run on him. I don't see that going well necessarily. But he's focusing mostly on our destroyer right now, which is the only thing that might help. Is he going to kick his engines in and go in another direction? He's kind of barely moving. Now I hit him with 2 torpedoes. Didn't sink him.
Requesting support.
Yeah, this guy's never going to reach me. See if I can hit this guy. Now that the Fuso's got an eye on me, he's going to frickin' obliterate me. Look at how much health my guys lost in a single volley. I'm never going to take this guy out. Ah, he didn't turn hard enough. Come on, plane's back. I'm launching some torpedo planes before I sink. Oh, I can't say good game anymore. At least I got my planes in the air. Alright, where are we going? Where are we going? I got 4 planes. I don't like this guy's odds. I'd love to go and just get a few shots off on the Fuso. But my planes are already being hit. I don't think this is going to help me very much. I guess I'll just have to try and do a run in on this cruiser. I don't even know if I'll hit him. Ah, he's turning into me. With my 1 remaining... Oh, 2 torpedoes. Nah, he's gonna... Oh, there you go. What? What? I think it must have not armed in time because it went under his bow and didn't go off. Oh, well. Well, good luck to this other guy. Oh, back. Let's see. Well, I've been streaming for 3 hours. Maybe 1 more match. I gotta rest up my back. I can't give myself a bad back again. Streaming. Oh. Sammy, if you're still here, do people really get a lot of viewers when they're in the just chatting mode? Haha. And next week, yeah, next week. I'll be back on next week. Tomorrow I will be playing Hitman. Hitman Freelancer. I wonder if we'll get a bump in viewers on Hitman because the new James Bond game just came out. Let's take out the War Spite, see how that goes. Yeah, come on, select. There we go. And then next week, it's been like 2 weeks since I played Helldivers, and Helldivers has actually had an update. First off, they finally fixed the issue of not being able to climb over like knee-high obstacles. Finally, the thing that they broke 2 months ago and didn't fix. But they've also added a bunch of like graphical back-end stuff, like they've added DLSS and FSR and all that kind of stuff. And people are not happy with it because it either makes the game look worse, gives them crazy graphical artifacting, or it doesn't even like work well at all and it's a bad implementation. Now, this is just what I've heard from other people for the most part. I will say that I use DLSS in a lot of games to get some extra frame rate for very little quality loss. Sometimes even you can't even tell a difference, which is great. Like games like Avowed, but Helldivers, I get worse frame rate when I turn that stuff on. It seems like a bad implementation. Like if I turn it up to the point that my frame rate does improve, then the game looks like utter crap. So yeah, I would say just from my personal experience, it's embarrassing for them. Yeah, embarrassing. Because finally we have something to improve like people's frame rates on lower end hardware, and it's just awful. Just all round awful. So hopefully they fix that. But I'm going to stream that on Tuesday and test out some graphics settings. Because the thing is, the game runs fine for me on my laptop when I'm not streaming it. It's only when I'm trying to stream and encode a bunch of like, HD streams and recording streams and multi-monitors and things. So I'll tweak that stuff around. Yeah, but boats doesn't get that many views. And indeed, I get more viewers... is this guy going to try and torpedo me? I get more viewers when I stream tanks. But I quite like the little community there that boats has on Twitch specifically, you know? Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess I can at least avoid one of these torpedoes. I don't mind the other one hitting me. I want to swing left here anyway. If he keeps torpedoing me, he's coming around behind me for another run. And luckily, I'm straightening up in the right direction, but he's really making it difficult to maneuver. He is going to get one in my arse here. There we go. And I doubt he'll get a third run. He might do. He might feel lucky, but doubtful. Alright. Even though he's not done a massive amount of damage, he's slowed me down and put me in an annoying position. I could have already been getting volleys on the enemy, and now I can't. Ah, yes. Boats is very niche. Is it niche? Yeah, it has a reasonable number of players. I guess the console version isn't as popular as the PC version, just in general. But yeah, it is kind of niche, and especially on Twitch, when you look at how many people are streaming, it's usually like... Or like, how many viewers? It's like, oh yeah, 14 global viewers for this entire game. Like, yeah. It is quite niche. I enjoy it. It's a fun little game. I like it. No complaints. Sorry, I'm just going to nudge you here, fella. I just need to get past you without changing course too much. I can't see anyone. There we go. He's not even moving, but he's right on the edge of my range. Oh, he is playing the game. He's just not moving. I'm going to get bombed. This guy, this aircraft carrier really wants me dead. Me specifically. This guy's moving now. Alright, the Andrea Doria. How long have we got? Just a couple of seconds. She's turning away, but she's still in range. What do we think? Maybe about... Oh, she's really turning away. Come on, keep turning. Where am I going? You know what? They've got 2 cruisers and 2 destroyers covering this side of the map. But our team over here consists of an almost dead destroyer and 1 battleship. And they're running away, so I'm going to go help them. Let's just do a little repair for a minute. Plus we have the, yet again, more torpedoes. More torpedo planes coming. What do you want to bet he's going to spot me and come get me? Here he comes. So I have to turn south, which I wasn't planning on doing. Lovely. Can I at least... the Mackinson's just out of range. What's he doing? He's turned around. The torpedo planes have turned around. Okay, never mind. We can come about and start hitting the Mackinson then. You know, at some point, maybe when I'm, like... I say when I'm more popular, as if I'm ever going to get there. But, like, if I get to the point where I have a reasonable number of viewers... Like, I don't know, 500 or something, let's say. Then there's always the possibility of doing a pretty fun, like a 24-hour stream for charity or something. Because I've done, like, 24-hour, like, all-nighters. Actually, this week I was awake for 22 hours yesterday and over 24 hours the day before. It's been a bit of a week. It's one of the reasons I've not been streaming. Things have been going on. So, like, I'm able to do all-nighters quite effectively. A full-on 24-hour stream is a bit much, but, you know, it's doable. But there's not much point unless people really show up and donate to charity and stuff, you know? So that's a way off. Maybe in like a year's time. Are you doing a 24-hour stream, Fall Guy? Wait, hang on a minute. I have to really scroll up this chat here. Most played game by far. Who would have thought a FTP game would end up like that? Wait, what are we talking about? An FTP game? A file transfer protocol game? First past the post? What does FTP mean? I mean, I know those definitions. I'm turning to avoid torpedo planes. That's the annoying reason I keep having to turn to port when I don't want to. Yeah, it would be a bit of a challenge. I'd make it, I think. I'd make it. I'd have to pretty much... Oh, free to play, right. I'll have you know, Sammy, that that's usually spelt F2P. I don't like our team's odds here. Oh wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, are these those speedy torpedoes? Oh wow, whoever fired those? Oh, like a destroyer. I was looking over at chat and didn't spot them until it was too late, and then they kept speeding up. Oh well, that's a shame. I think one more. I want to go out on a good note, not just one where I kind of get obliterated by unrealistic torpedoes. Were there any realistic torpedoes that sped up as they went? Surely at some point the the ability for the torpedo to output energy versus the surely at some point it wouldn't be able to go faster in the water anymore, right? Water resistance and so on. Obviously they speed up to a point and then they get up to their top speed. In real life, I don't know. I don't mind. This is a video game, and that is a cool mechanic. I think it's an interesting new mechanic that they added. Oh yeah, my back's starting to hurt now. I just did a kamikaze, and as fun as it is, I kind of feel like bringing out something where I can fire a bunch of my guns. Maybe the Fiji. Slowly move my mouse across the screen. You don't like charities, Fall Guy? I don't like charities as a concept. I like obviously people doing good work, but I obviously we can never live in a utopia. But I would like to think that, how to put this? I would like to live in a world where we never let any one thing get so bad that members of the public feel the need to come together and build an organization to help resolve some issue. Like it could be charities for funding cancer research, or it could be homelessness, or it could be, helping the dolphins, or whatever the charity's for, or, like helping kids, this, that, and the other. I would prefer to live in a world where we could support those kinds of things and have enough funding and capability to support them through, like government programs and taxation and so on, rather than having to resort to begging people for money. I know that's not the world we live in, but it would be nice if charities just didn't have to exist at all. And it's so much extra overhead and red tape and bureaucracy. I mean, compared to like a well-run, well-oiled government. When I say government, I don't mean the politicians, but like the underlying system. If it were made lean and well and organized well, then like one well-run national bit of infrastructure to deal with, let's say, homelessness as an example we're all familiar with, versus like 20 different charities on top of whatever the government scheme is, like all with their own separate overheads and like not being able to pool their resources. And it's just from a very zoomed out kind of human looking down at the planet perspective, it's very wasteful, right? There's a lot of wastage there that could be better spent. But I know we don't live in such a perfect world where that stuff can be handled as well as I'd like, but wouldn't it be lovely if charities didn't have to exist? So that's why I don't like charities. Man, I don't want to fire on the Amagi here. He's going to kick the crap out of me. Let's wait till he fires at the battleship behind me and then I'll launch a volley. No, is he? Okay, fine. He's going to turn his guns. 3 ships have just targeted me. Oh, hey, look at this. I'm turning hard to starboard. I'm dodging. I can fire out of my arse. God, there's 3 of them over there. Jeez. They all suddenly appear when they start firing. Thankfully, they all missed. Good old Fiji. She's maneuverable as the Fiji. Plus, she can disappear. Alright, I don't want to turn too hard. There's an island just to my left. I'd love to get another volley off. I'm not doing great in terms of aim here, am I? They're so far away. He's right at the edge of my range. Alright, let's see. Where's he firing? There's only so much one can dodge, to be honest. Oh, he's going back into cover. Dodge him! Dodge them all! Let's play dodgems. Look, Sammy, I was trying to sail into sea. I was trying to sail into this cap, but there's too many of them over here. It would have been suicide. I tried, and when I spotted the Amagi, I was like, maybe I won't do this. But then when I spotted the other 2 cruisers with her, I was like, yep, that's not happening. Oh, man. So nice to hang out with you guys. I don't have much of a social life. It's a bit depressing. I suppose a lot of people don't these days, for a variety of reasons. We have fewer and fewer third places that aren't just the internet nowadays. Alright, fella, you're kind of cramping my style here. I wanted to maybe pull out in front of you and not get shot, but now I have to wing my way around. But yeah. Oh well. Oh, good job. Good job. Right. I do want to get on these fellas who are up north here, because they're going to be hammering the Nelson. If I could get close enough to the Nelson, I could give him some smoke. He's also being torpedoed by their aircraft carrier. No one likes the Nelson right now. He's going to get fucked. He's not making it easy for me to help him. Training rooms? You mean like in this game? Because this game does have some kind of training mode, doesn't it? I think I loaded that up for the first time when I was trying to get the PC version of this game set up. And I just needed... Oh yeah, that was it. I needed to set up like where my chat window is and the zoom on the minimap and stuff. So I needed to be in a match to set all that up. But I didn't want to be in a match and be idling while I changed OBS settings. So I found the training mode. But I've never played with it before. Right. If nothing else, at least my anti-air can combine with this guy's to help shoot some of these down. But yeah. There's like 2 cruisers and a destroyer up here. They may have turned around, but I doubt it. I bet they're still coming for us, and we're about to spot at least one of them. Now, Vanguard, I want to get past you here and swing around. I could lay smoke for him. Does he need it, though? Does he really need smoke? He's in a not completely terrible position here. I'm just trying to get past him. Just trying to get around him a little bit. There we go. Just managed it. This would be a bad spot to lay smoke anyway. Let's bring my guns around, swing about. He's going to get fucked by these torpedoes coming in for him. He's just hammering into the wall. He really should change course. Swing around, see maybe what's in C. I don't think our team are going to win, because if you look, their team have trounced our fellas down in A. We only really have a couple of cruisers left. There's this one battleship, but he's back here being ineffectual. Not entirely his fault, but you know, he can't see the enemy. And he's not in a good spot to do anything except get torpedoed for the most part. See if I can pull out and get spotting for him. Is this guy trying to torpedo me? No, he's just flying over me.
I need support.
Right, let's get up here and tell him that I'm going this way. And just let the enemy engage.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
I've got torpedoes, as useless as they are, to be honest, but I do have them at least. I stopped him capturing C at the last moment. He will not have been happy with that. Why is this guy bombing me at such a funny angle? Does he have oh, he has bouncing bombs. I was like, why is he coming at me sideways? Oh, god damn it. I just lost my torpedoes.
I need help. Problem solved, sir.
This guy's getting boned, but I was wasting a bit of too much time trying to get him instead of turning away like I probably should have done. Alright, there you go. Come on, finish him off. Our battleship behind me is probably focusing on him. Just in case he doesn't, I will come around and try and finish him off myself. There we go, he's dead. But wait, there is another. There's not a lot I can really do. When I'm in the Fiji, something like this is more of a fighting retreat.
Much obliged.
Because if I keep doing what I'm doing here by constantly wiggling all my guns in, they're eventually going to get on me and start really tearing me up. So I need to just swing away. Oh, we got more bouncing bombs coming in. At least I'm turning in a good direction, but they've taken out my steering again. It's going to be 6 seconds before I can do anything about that. It's going to be a good game, I'd say. I'm pretty much done for at this point, so I'm just going to randomly fire torpedoes and run away. Just get myself hidden. See if I can stay hidden while I'm shooting. That'd be nice. Now, those bouncing bombs are probably going to come in and finish me off, but that's life. I'll do what I can to help this battleship out while I'm here. While I'm alive, you do what you can in life, you know? Almost heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Oh, he's really turning away now. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Oh, good job.
Good game, everyone.
Our team are actually technically winning at this point. I'm not saying we're going to win. And we got an Amagi to deal with now. How long's that smoke going to last? Not long enough. Well, I've got as much health as I'm ever going to get, I suppose. I might as well just start engaging. If he turns his guns on me, all the better. If he turns them on me and ignores the battleship, that just gives our battleship even more time to engage him. I'm going to have to swing around. I'm coming up to an island here. I need to stay engaging. Am I hitting him? Yes, reasonably midships. Oh, he's coming about. The rest of our team seem to be fighting one cruiser down in A. Their aircraft carrier is going to decide this, I think, because he's really been quite good at... Look, he's torpedoing that battleship now. He's really been quite good at doing what he's doing. All right, let's just head up. Let's just level out. He's not firing on me, so I can just broadside him for a bit. Let me try and actually get a good shot on here. Oh, crap, he's dead. All right, well, now I've really got problems. Now I need to turn away from him. And sharpish. Yeah. Now time for the destroyer wiggle. Oh, but he's turning out of my range. Surely... Do you think he'll have longer range than me? He's less interested in fighting me, I think. What do you reckon these torpedo planes are doing? Are they going after me? I'll just send a good game out because I've not been steering like I should have been, and he almost got hit on me there because of it. All right, I can get one more repair in, but he's going outside of my range. My guns don't have him anymore. Where do you reckon the aircraft carrier is? I don't know, up there somewhere. Someone go kill the aircraft carrier. We can deal with one battleship. There's enough of us, but that aircraft carrier is going to really change things. We have one destroyer who's saying no, apparently. I don't know what he's doing. He's in a good position to go after their aircraft carrier. GG. What, you think we've won? I mean, we're winning on points. I think we probably won. It was looking real rough there for a little while, but I like the Fiji. She's got as many guns on her bow as on her arse, so if you're not obsessed with broadsiding, you can chase people down and get a lot of fire on them, or you can run away from them. And she's very wiggly. She's very maneuverable. I like it. I like this ship. She's got a little smoke. She's got a few tricks up her sleeve. I like it. Good repairs. Oh, look at the Amagi. Oh, good job.
Nice work.
Okay, now we've won. Now I'm confident. Our victory's in sight. I got exactly 100 hits. Nice. All right. Think I'll be able to get up here and capture C in time before we win on points? Somehow I doubt it. That was a vicious aircraft carrier. She was really picking away at us for a while. What was that? What is it? A Pobeda. That, guys, experts, what the hell's a Pobeda? I've never heard of that one. Is that like a fancy one? They've got fancy camo. They look like they've come straight out of a cyberpunk game. Soviets. Is it just a regular Soviet ship, or like a premium Soviet ship? See, this is the problem. They can pick away at us. Oh, I noticed they had skip bombs earlier on when I was like, why are his planes lining up on me to broadside me? That seems unwise. Oh, it's a tier 3 ship. Okay. Maybe I should get one of those. I'd love some skip bombs. That'd be fun. Alright, well, if I spot him, he'll be in range of my guns, and that'll be fun. I just don't want to get torpedoed. Come on, he's not that far away. How am I not able to see him? You're not torpedoing me, are you? Ah, sneaky bastard. Doesn't really matter. Best I can do is just capture C, drive straight at him, and hope I don't get sunk on the way. This is actually one of those kind of matches that sometimes I'll win as an aircraft carrier. You know, there's only a few guys left. They're strewn across the map. By the time they can get to you, you've already taken enough of their health off, kind of thing. Alright, well, if he's skip bombing me, then I guess I have to drive straight at him. And hope this doesn't hurt too much. Ooh, they bounced past me. Nice. I don't suppose I can torpedo you, good man. No? Okay. Now, his bombers are going to be able to make multiple runs at this point, which is just peachy. Alright, so they're over there, swinging around. I'm just going to keep trying to turn towards them, whilst also they're swinging around us. You see on the minimap, they're doing a big arc to try and get around us in order to come in, you know, at our side and broadside as well. They think we're not looking. Well, there we go. We got a fun little win for the end of the day. Yeah, their aircraft carrier was second to the top. They were doing the work. It felt painful. Thank you, guys. All right. By the way, how the hell do I change my follower goal? Because it got over 100 and that tripped my goal, and now it's set an automated goal of 110. But I wanted to change it to like 200, and it wouldn't. I couldn't find a way. There was no like edit go. I don't know. You guys are hot streamers. You know how the system works. I think maybe I have to like cancel the automated goal and then add a new one. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered to work it out. Look at this ship. She's a nice vessel. How am I doing on this ship anyway? Reasonably far along on it. I could even get the next ship, but I'm having too much fun with the Fiji. I don't need to skip it, you know? I'm having a good time with it. Oh, it's getting warm in here now. It's getting warm. All right. Let's see. Let's do some wrap up here. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. UK time playing Hitman Freelancer. And it's the same campaign from the last time I streamed it 2 weeks ago, where we're like 3 missions from the very, very end. I've never finished a campaign before, and we're so close this time. So you can expect me to take it seriously. I'm going to take it calm and collected. I'm going to really try to do a good job and focus and lock in. And then next week, Tuesday, is going to be Helldivers. I'm interested to see their new graphics update and how that performs and what people think of it. Wednesday will probably be Hitman. Maybe. I could always play a bit of World of Tanks. It's been a while. And then Thursday will be this game. Take care, Sammy. Take care, Fall Guy. Take care, everyone else. Where's the off button? I didn't have any need to press this button at all today. I got my hot little fake stream deck, my stream dock. I haven't needed to use it. All right. Take care, guys.